Okay, now I have to take a personal hand in things, simply because I feel most of the internet hasn't given the latest Dragon Age Veilguard of the Dreadwolf a fair shake, because every frumpy puritanical Christian what makes up the Geth hive mind of Bell Fiber Package 150 took one look at the opening credits and immediately decided all these purple people were too liberal for their liking. I mean, what about him? He's not purple at all. Also, I thought he was pretty cool as the secret antagonist of the previous Dragon Age Nobody Expects the Spanish, not to mention a stalwart conservative paragon, as a fantasy version of Loki. No, not that one. Not that one either. The actual Norse god of lies, responsible for bringing about the literal end of existence. But since you have to do something to stand out these days, let's make vague pretensions to originality by calling this a Let's Play review, where you will actually watch me play through the game, and then when we finish together, you can then make your own informed decisions on whether or not it's worth buying now that you already know everything that happens. Now, I'm not insulting your intelligence, and yes, this might take more than one video, because it really is a long game, but don't worry, quick cuts aplenty, because I know you have the attention span of an ADHD adult goldfish, and very important things to do today, Mr. President. Oh shit, it's starting, gotta freckle my tune. Observation number 1. Apparently the only character I couldn't make was the Calvarine.
The Cavalrine.
Height adjusted for a character authenticity, of course. Observation number 2. I didn't even have to do shit because this was the default white guy, since apparently BioWare is really prejudiced towards ugly people and won't let you make any. And observation number 3. Hold on, gotta pick a class. One of the classes is just a dude with a gun? Liberating slaves. Well, that's pretty close to what Charles was doing with his child soldiers. Number 3. Hold on, I have to try to remember what happened in 2014. Well, a decade ago, I wasn't fat and bald yet, so I guess the Inquisitor joined the Chantry.
We finally tracked him to Manrathus, capital of the Tevinter Imperium.
Yes, we're going to Ottawa to lodge a complaint with Parliament. Number 3, if in any game where you have a choice of exotic races to choose from, and you immediately set aside the Devilkin with cool horns and the skin complexion of an Arctic tundra under pale moonlight and picked human, you are a boring motherfucker and you will die alone and unloved in your old age.
Nev Gallus.
Also, you suck and are boring and have no friends.
Nev Gallus.
Also, no, I don't want to be your friend either.
Nev Gallus.
Also, you're probably racist. Okay, putting aside the bar fight should probably be playable, I did pick the burly warrior, but I can't help but wonder, had I hypothetically picked the nerdy mage, whose last real fight was politely arguing with the daycare manager about what kind of fruits are appropriate snacks for my children, wouldn't all these fisticuffs and bad language be woefully inappropriate? Not off to a good beginning, Dragon Age the RPG, you're railroading me.
Tarek, now!
As usual, the guy with the gun wins all the bar fights. I'm a misogynist, but it's not my fault. The game made me do that. What the?
Flipping through the cracks.
Damn, this looks pretty good.
Hello there.
Don't worry, scouting's my specialty.
Isn't it pronounced
Speciality.
I'm an asshole, but it is probably my fault. The game doesn't say I have to do this, but I want to. No, you picked human and therefore have no friends, sorry. You know, if they didn't put the crystal on the outside of the force field, I'd be stuck here and the game would effectively be over. The bad guys are stupid.
Eric, hiding. Not the worst timing.
Hello there.
I don't know why people are saying this fantasy isn't dark enough. It's pretty dark for where I'm sitting.
Just a big glowing window or mirror or something.
I'm a dumb football jock and I don't know how to describe things.
And we've got demons.
It's better than getting crabs. I don't know why people say the levels are linear. There's nothing stopping you from going... Motherfucker. I broke a jar with my chiseled ass.
Hey, Chuckles.
His name is Loki. While all this plot is going on, allow me to just say what the f happened in the last however many years for people to get nostalgic about Dragon Age as some sort of epic, mature fantasy, and to criticize this game for being too bright or too colorful, as clearly demonstrated on screen here by all the monochrome. Hang on, Loki wants to say something. He has a plan.
I had a plan.
You can just read subtitles as I'm sassing him, but I want to make my point. Dragon Age was always bright, colorful, high fantasy. Just look at the stupid armor design. Even when it was brown and bloody, it was always more WoW than Witcher. And if you'll remember, the Qunari design back in 2009 was just some black guy, so... No, it wasn't paid off by BioWare to promote their game. Why? What have you heard? You can't prove anything.
I'll be fine. You trusted me for the job, and I delivered. That's what counts.
Yes, I do know what I'm talking about. I read all this stuff.
Elganon and Gillenane.
Hit a guy, hit it there.
Gotcha.
Hello there.
And I don't know about you, but the combat is perfectly serviceable. And I'll stand by my statement so long as I'm allowed to drop kick ghosts.
Mythalinost.
Darkspawn!
And elbow drop demons.
I have questions.
Yes, and I'm doing my best to answer them.
I've never seen fog this thick in Demeter's Crossing.
It even has the squeezing through of tight spaces, so you can't even accuse the game of not putting its best foot forward, along with a bunch of cameos from prior games and puzzles designed for the handsome layperson who doesn't... Look, I just want to get on with the story, okay?
Good work.
Also, cute dwarves.
Huh. Really?
No, I don't. I just want to know, for science, since I'm a canary and she's a dwarf, does that mean it's actually a lot easier on her knees, since she can just remain standing to suck my... I've been advised to speak nothing on my last statement and just talk about the shitty parkour. It's pretty shitty. Also, I'm really short for a canary, so maybe it won't be as easy for her to... Oh, one of your party members is Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Hello there.
Hadouken!
Dragon Age the Veilguard, that is a stupid name, is not lacking for some grand vistas and also runs like a dream, which is more than I can say for modern upcoming releases. 32 gigs. F out of here, I'm not made of money. This is my no money face. I mean, if you want to complain about something, complain about BioWare's vastly outdated engine that has everybody putting one hand on their hips when sassing each other like total catty bitches. See, this guy gets why we're all playing this game, the hot dwarf women.
That there are no dwarf women.
The next guy who joins you is that eagle dog who comes with his own house slave elf. And together, my friends and I are fighting... Oh wait, sorry, there was one more guy.
You will need him.
Now I'm sure there was one more guy. Here's my I'm totally unsure talking hands expression. Sorry, two more guys. So quick sidebar, linearity can be a good thing, and I'm glad BioWare is going the full choose your own adventure route, because I don't f***ing remember choose your own adventure books stopping you halfway to make you do a crossword puzzle. And for those of you too long to know what the f*** print media was, kindly... It's this guy.
What a marvelous surprise!
Also, Rook can't swim. I'm probably the first guy on the internet to tell you that. Spread the word.
Let's finish this!
Stupid Ezio. This guy stays in bed the entire story because he's got crippling lumbago.
Lumbago.
It's okay, I never liked Varric anyways. Also, no invisible walls.
Don't be a dick.
I can't help it, it's my nature. It's no Baldur's Gate, but frankly that was a generational masterpiece, and you have to know, post 2023, you just aren't going to win the set the floor on fire fight or moving wheelbarrows narrative. BioWare is making the right call, and there's nothing wrong with following their own Mass Effect 2 template and leaning fully into the niche of make friends, help friends, f friends, then help friends f up evildoers without all the ancillary stuff like gears and builds and gameplay getting in the way. He's got both hands on his hips, that's how you know he's really angry. I'm waving both hands around, and that's how you know I'm seriously considering your proposal to defend the ancient Grey Warden stronghold from rampaging elven gods. Group photo. Say inclusivity. Also, the game has some wonderful set pieces that wouldn't look out of place on the cover of those novels you have on your shelf that you're only slightly embarrassed to show off to your peers at the literature convention.
Right.
And while you might not like everybody here, none are seriously unlikable enough to render the entire game unplayable. Except that guy, but he's dead and he wasn't part of my crew anyways. I mean, the worst party member in my opinion is the guy who collects and paints Warhammer miniatures, and I barely want to kick him off a cliff.
Both Elganon and Gillinane.
Hit a guy, hit it there.
So before we get to the conclusion, I just want to point out the kick-ass music and the fact that you get to fight a Transformer. As final evidence that Dragon Age, just call it Dreadwolf, that was a perfectly cool name, is definitely better than people say on the internet. It's not the greatest game ever made, and maybe not even BioWare's best, but certainly a far cry from the company's worst, and a much welcomed return to comparative normalcy after the last decade. Yeah, I'm getting to that, hold on. But now, with the Elven Gods having leveled the ancient Grey Warden Bastion against the Darkspawn, and firmly put my newly put together party on the back foot, here depicted by a lot of people with hands on their hips, and a female Dr. Octopus doing something, I'm fully invested in playing into Act 2 to find out how to knit broken alliances back together, in order to get some fucking payback. That will be next time when we fully dive into party dynamics and surprisingly elaborate side quests in part 2 of this Let's Play review that exists solely because I've only gotten to the part where I've officially begun a relationship with the hot dwarf, but we're not yet at the explicit sex scene the nudity toggle was obviously teasing me about, which was, admittedly, the whole reason that I bought the game in the first place.
Please, there's something we might need to. It's your magic.
Holy shit, did she just kill me?
Rook?
Okay, we're back for part 2 of this trilogy of errors of me talking very fast over Dragon Age Veilguard gameplay. I didn't even know there was a "the" in there, as if the stupid fantasy book club was self-conscious about people not taking them seriously enough. Last we left off, we were still fighting a squid elf hybrid lady, and losing because I really suck at Monster Hunter. Actually, I'm still confused as to why I hired this lady to help me kill dragons and she's now asking for my help to kill dragons. You can't outsource menial labor back to me, that's not how it works, you moron.
She's breathing flame!
It's a dragon. While we're headed for the very obvious flat metal boss arena, let me just take the time to say you can call this a review if you haven't bought the game yet, or a let's play if you're the kind of pampered royalty that pays people to play video games for you. I call it saving time for both of us because I'm only cutting to all the good parts, which is me talking. I'm the good part. Also, I lied, I'm actually really good at Monster Hunter. No, really, I main SNS, that's how I got rich off Capcom endorsements. I lied again, I don't actually have any endorsements. What I have is a coworker who really wants to split hairs over semantics.
Dragons wouldn't have kings. They'd have queens.
Also, despite Act 2 of this game being side quests, all the side quests, I'm actually not going to bother with a lot of the side quests because, look, there are two kinds of side quests in Dragon Age very good. The companion quests with actual work and effort put into them, and plot and cinematics and shit, and...
We're only going for 2 days.
No honey, the man of the house is talking. Why don't you go make me a very short shortcake? And the other kind are just grinding faction points for lumbago-stricken peasants who can't be asked to chase the fascist wizards out of their own basements. Usually delivered through the medium of impersonal bulletin boards or talking heads, and really I'd rather just hang out with Ezio and Ezio's invisible friend.
Wait, no. We've always been here.
Seriously, put down your phones and go have an actual conversation with people. They don't have to exist, but people. And you do get a good cardio workout because you can't fast travel to your friends and so have to run all the way through your big house every single f***ing time. See, this is what I mean. Top-notch music, artistic direction, and effort to make the companion stuff just as big and bombastic as the main plot.
This is all that's left!
And drama!
Please. I'll always be here.
Also drama at home.
You try fighting a hill with a sword sometime.
How did you kill it?
I mean, don't lie, y'all aren't here for the gameplay. You're here for...
Above the door.
No, not this. I said, well, thanks for the assist, but I had my shield up and everything. And now I have a deflated counter boner thanks to you. Motherfucker.
Alright, I did it. Let's see what she has to say. It's okay. You're safe. What happened here?
That veil jumper died making sure I was safe.
Actually, no, they just ran away. I'm sure they'll be back now that I've done all the work for them. Oh look, here they are. Well, that was one step further on the path to chasing down rogue elven gods, so if everybody's ready, we'll just... You needy f***s. Armor barely makes any difference. How you look, though. BioWare doesn't make RPGs so much as they do relationship simulators for people who really want to f*** space chickens. And drizzle is an important part of that equation. This is the extent of what time I'm willing to devote to the faction grind. Off. Ezio has split personality. Tash doesn't want to do the job I hired her for. What the f is your personal grievance that you desperately need the help of your office manager to fix? Is it this guy? Who's he, your brother? Why, you want me to give him a job? Will you be more motivated to do your job better if I do? Here depicted by a compact but still fairly useful skill tree that exists for every party member.
And my dad can forge griffin armor.
Your dad's dead. Ezio's final personal quest is literally an Assassin's Creed mission. Look at us, we're being really sneaky. That all culminates in a, well, this seems like a waste. A whole meticulously drawn courtyard and nobody even tries to kill or f me in it. Culminates in an elaborate showpiece confrontation followed by an all-important decision on what happens to some of the principal participants. This is the basic template for everybody, and frankly, it's the best part of this RPG, especially when you're almost guaranteed to get a worthwhile gear upgrade at the very end. I bet Ilario stole the epic sword I was supposed to get and swapped it for that piece of crap I got instead, eh? And then everybody levels up to Super Saiyan status. Not this guy, I don't even know what the f he is. With peppered throughout bigger missions pertaining to the critical path.
I found you some disguises.
What the? They don't even have masks? No, seriously, can I put on a hood or something? I mean, I'm glad everybody is so focused on that one goat they don't bother to pay any attention to me stealing all their shit, but...
Out of my way.
Okay, so the lesson here is, if you're a big enough Karen, you don't need masks to infiltrate a mass gang of fanatical wizards. Nah, it's okay, I killed tons of that thing to wear as hats before.
Mine now.
She's netting bread, but the bread is invisible because it's a fantasy story.
But we have to go.
Okay, I guess we'll just leave then? Why is this not Game of the Year? So, to recap, Act 1 of this game is getting a bunch of colorful characters together to get our asses kicked by ancient elven gods, newly released from thousands of years of imprisonment, and Act 2 is dealing with the fallout of the ass kicking to help each individual character deal with their personal shit, so they don't end up dying in the finale. Yes, I played Mass Effect 2, and it was great. My expression exactly.
What are you talking about?
I can guide you to one of my old hideouts. You can use it to make your escape.
Or, you know, give us disguises that actually cover our faces or something.
You were an irritant.
There are creams you can buy for those.
Nice speech, Rose.
Why don't you f***ing work for a living, you stunted welfare king?
She carries a gloaming lantern.
Yes, yes, Malthael, we know. This game is so cool.
Hey, what's shaping?
No one says, what's shaping anymore?
I thought it was a dwarf thing.
Yeah, if you lived in Orzammar 20 years ago.
She changed from 1 to 2 hands on her hips. Shit's about to get real. Wonderful scenery. I think I came here before in an Uncharted. Terrible platforming. Why even bother when I can just play Uncharted instead?
Alright, cut us down.
Yeah, Cutter especially. Damn, look at that dude's ass. He could have been a boxer. No, really, I'm really good at Monster Hunter. Oh, he was riding that?
Maybe I like that. Maybe I like...
Really?
Knowledge.
Okay, so we helped Ezio take over Venice, no really that happened, and got Taj's mom killed because oppression of traditional conservative values is important to personal growth, no really that happened. And now prissy Doctor Strange needs help to murder his ex, no really this is happening now. Who says this game isn't dark enough with its writing?
Puppet?
Yeah, her. And then we stole the heart of her Megazord, and helped the neighborhood watch track down some lost pets.
Come here.
I don't remember why we're here, but there's only one path forward, so... Motherfucker. Oh no. Oh right, her brother.
How tragic.
Everybody is dead, no one has personal attachments anymore. I'm the best manager.
I thought I would have followed anywhere he asked me to.
No attachments.
The butcher.
Fresh meat.
Oh shit, he's across a small body of water. I'm so screwed.
We've made it this far. No one quits.
Because I killed everybody else you know, so the job's the only thing you have now. No. Yeah, I'm good with this. If I didn't know them, I don't f***ing care, and no war was ever won without laws or by caring for the plight of the expendable pawns. Pause this screen and you get the cover to every fantasy novel ever written in human history.
How much time do we actually have?
It's not weeks.
What? I already signed off on the disclaimer that I don't care how many of you die so long as I get to finish this game.
What?
Me.
I could be kicked in the head by a horse, or eat some bad shellfish, or fall asleep in the tub and drown.
I don't know that this is helping.
Okay, so I didn't get the explicit copulation scene with my hot dwarf wife yet, so...
I hope I'm not interrupting whatever you're doing.
I know what you're doing. It's nothing. Get the f*** out of my house. The spectacular explosion in the distance means we're well and truly into the endgame now. And this is very much what I'm talking about, considering you have to look high and far to find a party-based RPG. With such a budget and production values, and nerds like us will be totally missing out if we chose not to play this game because of, I got the Grey Warden killed. Spoilers, and he was the first to die, so if anything, I'm more worried about the look of completely and utterly accidentally making sure the black guy dies first in my story than any grievance someone might have with pronouns or whatever. Also, yes, Loki does betray us. I saw it coming because I've seen The Empire Strikes Back, but don't worry, we'll get him yet in part 3, and the riveting conclusion of this trilogy of truncated Let's Plays when I finally make good on the promise to show you the spicy Kunari on dwarf action that you're all really here for. Welcome back to the final episode of my very seriously Dragon Age The Veilguard Let's Play Review Episode 3, Return of the Jedi. When we last left off, you were trapped in the Veil with me, when we finished killing one of 2 newly released Elven Gods with designs on world destruction. Because we were betrayed by the Elven God of Lies with designs on world destruction, who could have known? Also, I bet everybody who was calling Varric a lumbago-stricken leper for the last 20 minutes if you're watching this series,
Lumbago.
in the last 40 hours if you were actually playing the game up until now, has to stop and wipe off all the protein on your face with the weary resignation of an overworked thespian after a long day on the casting couch. It turns out he was dead all along.
I'd say good luck, but you don't need it.
Yeah, forget about the guy wearing a donut on his head. Varric was dead this entire time, and it turns out every time you were trying to throw him out for not paying his share of the rent, he actually couldn't leave because he lives rent-free inside your head. Let this be a lesson to you, children. Actually finish reading the book before you use it for kindling in an effort to pledge loyalty to an established fascist regime in order to f*** some cute dwarves.
I'll be by your room to check up on you soon.
Oh, and also some other people are dead, but I don't really remember their names.
It's been days, but I still expect Belle to burst in here with
the sun at our feet.
Who's ass on again? Yep, you know the drill. It's the night before Christmas and you better finish talking to everybody you worked with this year before Santa comes to ruin your shit.
Rasan to come and ask for a treat.
Alright, Asan was the dog. Talk to everybody, even the invisible friend you really did dirty because you don't want ghosts to interrupt the dwarf f***ing that's about to take place.
I knew you were too old for this shit. So, who gets Bianca?
Also, here's one for the lore nerds, but Varric was a best-selling author of erotic fiction, right, Cassandra? Well, Ezio can have his jacket, but I'm getting all the rights and royalties. Stupid Ezio. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Please.
Yeah, that's all you get. What the f*** did you think? I was gonna spoil it? And possibly risk YouTube restricting ad revenue due to how incredibly hot and explicit what you didn't see was depicted. No lie, it's a week later and I'm still not wearing any pants. So I guess if you want to see the best intimate scene ever put into a video game, you'll just have to imagine it comes almost as close to me humping the banister due to the wonky platforming physics. Look, the sex was so good that even Rook has a hernia. I still don't know who this guy is, but I'm not taking any chances. Always spend all your money before the final battle because there is no claim tax bonus.
So we keep fighting until the job is done. It's gonna be hard. There's no guarantee any of us will make it.
Yes, I don't like most of you enough to care to make sure not all of you make it.
Avengers!
I didn't upgrade her enough, so she might as well die first.
Lucanus, how'd you like to kill a Venatori mage?
I mean, it's kind of why I kept your resume in the first place.
Tosh, you're with the Wardens.
Smash.
No takesies backsies.
For a world.
You're gonna die. You're so gonna die. Oh shit, they put the crystal powering the force field on the inside this time. We're screwed. Retreat and surrender. She didn't die, but she got that guy killed? Nev, you tricksy scamp. Wait, I thought I sent Ezio. Hold on, this is way too exciting and intense. I have to take a shit first. Okay, I'm back. My dropkicks set monsters on fire. Why isn't this game of every f***ing year? And some girl has to do your job for you. Why didn't I just hire her instead?
Dummies!
I honestly don't know who that guy was.
As I said, I was wrong.
I totally knew that.
I will leave the veil untroubled. It will never come down by my hand.
You're either gonna manipulate me into doing it or hire some guy on Fiverr. We know how this works. Honestly, I thought he'd be more powerful, but he's basically the same second stringer you never used in Inquisition. Oh, that's where my elf went.
The final blow must be yours. It will never come down by my hand.
I'm always angry.
Quickly now! Destiny is a heavy burden to bear.
I miss her. What the f*** use would I have for $250 at this point? Yeah, they're all dead. Well, I suppose it's appropriate you only get the legendary gear 3 minutes before the game ends, because you wouldn't want to waste it using it to bully trash mobs.
I'm helping the Shadow Dragons with supplies while they're short-handed. Go on, pick out something nice.
Are you seriously war profiteering me? You know the world ends if I fail and money won't mean shit, right? Fine. Fuck capitalist.
To come this far only to fail at the last minute.
But I just... so many friends.
Are your eyes okay? Your makeup's running.
We're not finished yet.
Well, she's basically a human-shaped cockroach at this point, so... Huh, I guess she can die. I don't want to hear anything from you ungrateful bitches anymore about how this game sucks. When at best we get one big party-based RPG a year, and this is far from the worst you could have asked for. Ungrateful bitches. Haha, eat gravity, motherfucker. Okay, now where's the guy with the donut on his head?
The throne room. Knowing Elganon, we'll find him there.
Ungrateful bitches. Oh, there he is. His colon cancer has literally outgrown his ass.
The Dread Wolf cannot save you.
Yeah, Sola sucks. That's why I never used him in Inquisition. Ungrateful. Look, you know what? It's perfectly okay to like this, eh? And so we end as we were destined to.
Creator and Destroyer.
Well, obviously the narratively appropriate option is to... Oh shit, I hope he doesn't see me looking back and forth between the two MacGuffins.
You are not crushed by the power of the Dread Wolf.
Yes, definitely don't look at my other hand holding the real dagger in plain sight.
Bested fairly by wits alone.
No, bested because you couldn't see or can't be bothered to look in my other hand. Solas, you really do need glasses. Okay, so I win.
Or the story of a...
Out of here, I'm making my closing statement. And to bring things full circle, it is essentially just my opening statement. It's not bad, not great, but none of the other games really were in a world where Mass Effect and Baldur's Gate 3 exist. And in no way did Dragon Age the Veilguard, that's still a stupid name, shit the bed, to the extent that you might have been led to believe. The MCU comparisons are not only apt in the general aesthetics, but you have to remember it was only a few years ago that we all loved that stuff, so long as it was entirely filled with white people, and at least tolerated it when it was not. This is the latter. Perfectly tolerable and even enjoyable, like one of the lesser Spider-Man movies with all the silly dancing. I mean, do you seriously think Avowed will be any better? No, really, I'm asking because as an agreeable optimist who only wants to prove your opinions wrong and to convince you to lower your standards, I really f***ing hope so, because I really don't want to have to pay for a couple of months of Xbox Live just to find out the Indiana Jones game never needed to exist in a world where we already have a half dozen Uncharteds. Yes, I'm doing more of these. Yes, you should totally subscribe to watch them. Do that now. So I finished the best action game ever made, and somehow it wasn't... It was Transformers Devastation. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. But in order to help decide whether or not the game is worth playing today, or if you just want to pretend to know everything about it without having to spend any money, I've condensed a bajillion hours of into 16 minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play you'll ever watch. Because I know you got shit to do today, Lord Megatron. Well, the first thing you gotta know is the settings are pretty bare bones. Understandable considering the game came out back when PC gaming was regarded as the leper in the 16th century convent of dancing nuns. And the opening cutscene depicting careless driving during the sudden and immediate extinction of the human race are completely pre-rendered in muddy 30 FPS, what passes for the definition of full HD, back when only despotic Saudi princes can afford 1080p. But I bet even after all that, you're still smiling. Grinning like an idiot is the scientific term, because the wonderful cel-shaded art style does a lot to bring you back to times bygone of Saturday morning serials, when racism didn't exist and all you really had to worry about was backstabbing traders trapped in abusive employment relationships.
One of these days, Megatron. And where will you be, Lord Megatron?
Megatron and his Decepticons are already here.
They're here every 4:30 p.m. after school. Buy all the toys, they're totally worthwhile investments today.
By the Matrix.
F you, Avengers.
The humans are evacuated and our mission is clear. Save the city and stop Megatron.
There were some people still in that building behind me, but I don't have to worry about them anymore. Decepticons are trying to take over the world with clean wind energy and we all run on diesel. This injustice will not stand. Global warming is a sham. You know the game is good when even the grunts get their own elaborate intros and the kick-ass music score just never stops. And the escalation as well simply doesn't cease from the first fight onwards. See, this is the first boss of the game, I'm very proud to say. Man, even the tiny worthless yellow one kicks ass in this game, with intrigue in the development of the plot to boot.
Oh, Prime! You have no idea what you're really up against, do you? Who is really behind this?
At its most basic, it's about topping off every running combo with a transforming attack, and using the vehicle mode for speed boosts and breaking through enemy shields. Whereas taking it a step further is using the ultimate abilities to say F you to this one particular robot you hate for little reason other than you could. Oh shit, he's downloading a firmware upgrade. Oh no, he's getting slowly away on a big truck despite being able to fly. The plot is straight out of an episode of the cartoons.
Caltran 1, analyze.
It's a ship of unknown origins, buried beneath the city.
What? No, I want to be Optimus, with the central gameplay gimmick being the time dodge system of Bayonetta. I don't use the term playable cartoon lightly, but this game is exactly that and more, with an absolute fan's dream of roll calls from the roster, all depicted in the same timeless art style that doesn't look a step out of date today. Well, I guess it isn't plagiarism if you're stealing from yourself. Oh shit, 2-stage boss fights.
You plan to cyberform Earth.
I don't plan to do anything. I have already started.
What? No, get this shit out of the way. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you, these guys actually made a good game. Call of Duty is for children without parents. Look, even the more obscure toys are given screen time and narrative focus. They're all dead now.
The great ship of Nova Prime.
It can't be. You mean an Autobot ship is responsible for all the destruction in the city?
Nova Prime's mission was to preserve our culture.
But he f***ed it up and now we have to do it for him.
Okay, so we find the Ferrotaxis and what? Destroy it?
That's probably a federal offense, but you can underreport with a good accountant. Prime will totally sass you while he's kicking your ass.
Keep trying. I need you here. The others can take care of them. Understood.
Also, why are you the only robot who actually talks like a robot? Given robot sentience, this qualifies as vehicular homicide? Oh, come on, don't ruin a good time. Bitch.
Bitch!
Blaster turret located on the platform.
Aw, yeah. You know, that's what I love about Platinum games. They exercise absolutely no restraint and is about the only place where a hastily applied turret section barely has time to wear out as welcome before lasers and bigger robots arrive with all the glee of a hyperactive, spoiled 9-year-old going through his toy box. Which, if you clicked on this video with any intent on masturbating to nostalgia on 2 levels to begin with, is very appropriate for the title in question. What? No, stop ruining it. Children can't read, that's why we buy action figures.
There's a chance that if we blow it up, it'll take half of Earth with it.
Define chance.
My figure's unprecise, but at current calculations, roughly 92.787%.
Oh, so still 7.213% chance that nothing happens, and we can all just go home. Yes, I am Chinese and good at math. Motherfucker, try to drop kick me with your spindly insect legs. Shit. Oh wait, I have a gun. Maybe I should stop punching it then?
This plasma core is Decepticon property. I will not let you put one rusty finger on it, Optimus.
What the f, Megatron? That was our only ball. Look how cute he is, biting that metal cube. Well, everybody's dead. Humanity is extinct.
Split up and find a Decepticon.
What the f? That dinosaur sucks.
Today is a good day to join our cause, Thundercracker.
My loyalty only goes so far.
Wow, that took like no convincing at all. No wonder they call you Thundercracker.
Very funny, Pipsqueak. No one should have that thing.
Surprising depth and in-character development and hidden empathic conscience for a palette swap of the Jet toy. Look at me, I'm Sonic. Off. Well, they're getting a lot of mileage from this one very small map, but then again... Look at his little shuffling legs. It's more than made up for by the ratio of explosions per square kilometer, which seems to form the central operating strategy for every warmongering robot faction there is anyways.
Prove my worth to Megatron!
Grimlock beat you up!
You overconfident!
It's not gonna look good on your resume that you were essentially beaten to death by the robot who is canonically retarded or something.
Grimlock stupid!
Oh shit, I remember this guy. He was pretty expensive and only the rich kids in class had him. F you, 1%er. This shit is the equivalent of watching all the kids with divorced but wealthy parents play in the playground in my day. Seriously, do you know how loaded you have to be in the 80s to own both a Grimlock and a Blitzwing? Your dad would have to probably have owned Sears and your mom would have definitely drank a lot. Look it up, children. And that's where we leave off for now. Starscream has stolen the cyberforming MacGuffin to impress his boss, and we'll follow him into the depths of more explosions and absolutely first-class combat next time on the conclusion to this 2-part Let's Play of Transformers Devastation. In the meantime, here are some words from our sponsors just like you remember it.
Hey! Starscream taking the core wasn't a part of any of my ideas!
So I finished the best action game ever made and somehow it wasn't... It was Transformers Devastation. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. But in order to help decide whether or not the game is worth playing today, or if you just want to pretend to know everything about it without having to spend any money, I've condensed a bajillion hours of... into 16 minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play you'll ever watch. Because I know you got shit to do today, Lord Megatron. Okay, we're back. So, last we left off, Starscream had stolen the cyberforming...
You must bring it to the tower immediately. The core is unstable.
unstable? Oh, you don't say.
Oh, you catty bitch. With the Autobots in hot pursuit, and I bet you had no idea this extravagantly produced introduction for a ninja robot was just a trash mob. Optimus will absolutely f your shit up, which just goes to prove that once again there's nothing to complain about with the combat. It looks great, the moves are stunningly animated and visceral, the controls are responsive, and what you little shits fail to grasp is that in my day, we didn't need no f***ing lock-on to work somebody over in a video game.
This thing is getting harder to control where I'm going.
Starscream failing to control his monotesticle is obviously a highbrow joke that only I got. I wouldn't bother to explain because you just won't understand and it'll fly right over your head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
What the? This unlicensed reproduction of the redneck big rig that is our glorious leader totally deserves the cheap-ass, unlimited combo bitch slapping he gets. Go back to whichever Chinese sweatshop made you out of my discarded unused parts, Motormaster.
Based on earlier readings of the core's power signature, I think we can track it now.
What? No, I don't want to play this. I said...
We do not have time.
We better make time. Plasma energy is unpredictable.
Oh, and if you don't want to play Dragon Age the Veilguard because it's too progressive or whatever, Transformers Devastation is also a pretty good party-based RPG.
I'll always be here.
Shut up, it is. Look at all of us shooting the shit out of evil robots together. Oh shit, I pissed off the bootleg Autobots. I have the reflexes of a well-caffeinated rabid raccoon. Shit, he stole Megazord's sword.
No one defeats Menasor!
Did not see that coming.
You stay here and burden the Autobots with your incompetence.
See, I'm not saying he's wrong, but I can also understand why talking down to your employee publicly also breeds resentment towards management. Oh, and Transformers Devastation is also a better looter game than Diablo.
Sometimes I impress myself.
Look, I'm not going to keep repeating the phrase playable cartoon until your ears bleed, but at this point, I think you know why it is I can hold the game in such high regard. It's something that grabs you by the prostate of nostalgia and doesn't let go, with enough fan service to outbeat off any number of pointless beachside volleyball episodes stuffed into any given season of a popular anime. And even though I'm not entirely sure if any of the original voice actors are still alive as of a decade ago, whatever replacements they got in were so perfectly cast that I struggle to tell the difference. What the f***? The game is 3 hours long. How did you run out of assets already to start reusing boss fights? Look, did you spend too much money painting over this pointlessly wide robotic highway? There we go.
Welcome to Cybertron.
9-year-old you would be frothing at the mouth and rolling around on the carpet trying to swallow your own tongue. And it wouldn't be because you forgot to take your medication again.
You failed to stop me again, Autobot. It was Nova Prime himself who recognized the need to cyberform populated worlds. Decepticon lies.
You are fake news.
It's like the game finally remembered at the halfway point, oh wait, we're totally nostalgia bait, so might as well finally put in the commercial bumpers.
In less than one Earth day, there will be no more Earth days.
F*** you, Shakespeare. This is truly the epitome of the English language. No, that wasn't even me. It's like the game originally intended to put in some commercials, but all the 80s brands they reached out to has since gone out of business by 2015.
Too late! The core rupture is distorting it!
Bitch! The Insecticons and the Plasma Core are but 2 of 3 components.
The Ferrotaxis!
Megatron has Ferrotaxi! I'm not stupid.
No, you stupid... Shit. Whatever effort went into these platforming sections probably could have at least paid for another boss fight. f***ing bitches. You know what? I think the shorter runtime really allowed Platinum to go all out with the set pieces, because the game is basically one never-ending set piece that starts the moment you boot it up, and only ends when you fall into a seizure-induced epileptic fit. I wasn't kidding, here's an evil disco ball.
Something smells funny.
Grimlock shit his pants again.
Grimlock stupid. I can feel Nova Prime. The goodness within him. The nobility of his mission. To cyberform uninhabited worlds.
Isn't that just invasion and genocide?
But only after encountering some singular entity. Something bent not just on destruction, but our destruction.
Yeah, it's probably alluding to the floating head, and no, there's no sequel to this game. I checked all the timelines, sorry.
This cargo lift can be used to reach the control room. I do not have enough access to tell you how to operate the platform, however.
See, I refrained from making the obvious comparison, which is...
Now we turn to battling seizure robots.
And I also didn't bother to put up a warning on this video or the one preceding because I assumed you would understand that's a given. It's a Transformers game with a cel-shaded art style slavishly loyal to the original artistic design of the cartoons and made by the Bayonetta people, whose idea of subtlety and restraint is that of a naked woman having kaiju fights by using her pubic hair. I'm just slightly disappointed that RC wasn't in the game because I know Platinum's interpretation of the character is something at least 1 million of you want to take off your pants in preparation of seeing for yourselves.
Decepticons, keep them busy.
Trademark Platinum Games 21 stage final boss fight gauntlet incoming. So we open with more party-based RPG fighting. Then we play some more Sonic. And then I'm gonna go do donuts over here while the interns beat the shit out of the Chinese robot. Look, of course I'm not gonna do any real work, I'm management. But I will happily take credit for every success once the job is done. That's how capitalism works.
Bitch! Constructicons! Annihilate them!
See, he's not doing any work either. It's important to delegate. 5 of the most popular Autobots, and Wheeljack, are fighting all 5 Constructicons who will combine into Devastator in the middle of fighting, and everything is flowing at a silky smooth 60 FPS with no drop frames in sight. I challenge you to come up with anything that could be better in all of human history. Well, that did it. Okay, wrap it up. We've officially reached the pinnacle of existence as a species. There's nothing left to be accomplished.
Our home will live again. But I cannot allow you to destroy Earth.
In a battle with 1 million crazy effects, somehow I feel I dodged the biggest bullet by getting the hell out of the way of that picture-perfect pump kick. Okay, I'm sorry, let go. Oh, f***. The game about robot aliens is going to end by out Dragon Ball Z-ing Dragon Ball Z, and honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. Come on.
No!
And then everybody was fine, so they can do this again next week with a new line of toys for you to buy.
It appears that Earth will as well.
Okay, so the game is an easy recommendation, even putting aside the blatant dropping of hints and teases that went nowhere because the game never got a sequel. It is by far one of the bigger jewels in Platinum's crown as a premier maker of action brawlers that might have become overlooked because everyone was too fixated on the hairy lady with the magical pubes. But despite the condensed runtime, it's simply a must-have for aficionados of the genre that you do well to pick up. What? Huh, bullshit, licensing deals expired. And it's a genuine collectible item today, eh? Well, you don't say. What the are you supposed to do if you want to experience the game in 2024 and tell everybody you played it all the way through without having your peers call you out for the dirty, simple liar you obviously are? Well, I guess you just have to replay this video again, won't you? And every day after. Again and again and again while never skipping any of the mandatory advertisements. So I finished the best medieval sim ever made and somehow it wasn't... It was Wartales. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. But in order to help decide whether or not the game is worth playing today, or if you just want to pretend to know everything about it, without having to spend any money, I've condensed a bajillion hours of...
You there! Show me what you've got in there.
Into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play you'll ever watch. Because I know you got shit to do today, King Arthur.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
Okay, well before we start, we might as well configure settings and push everything to the max. Because the game looking as it does, like dirty illiterate peasants covered in shit, I highly doubt the manure physics is so realistic in this game that it could reasonably trouble my graphics card. And then the game wants me to select backgrounds for my party. For my... Why isn't my controller working? Hang on, let me get the mouse. Oh, I see. Don't advertise DLC at me yet, game. You haven't earned enough goodwill. My crew are newly escaped bandits who are really good at banditting and who will probably go on as bandits once I get started. Yes, I'm going to steal shit, and I don't think there's anything anyone can do to stop me. I'm also of the firm belief that in games like these, you paid good money to suffer. And being able to take back your terrible life choices just means you're not ready for the financial responsibilities of adulthood yet. Yes, I'm naming every character after a modern video game platform, as a social experiment, you see. For I'm very interested to see if everybody who makes nerd toys can get along together in a highwayman's gang. What the f***? I just got here and someone's already trying to rob me. I thought I was the bandit. One tutorial fight later, I picked up some comfrey. What the f*** is a comfrey? Hold on. And my career got off to a promising start when I immediately made one of my crew a thief, because as mentioned before, yes, I'm going to steal shit. Huh, f***er didn't even notice I stole his horseshoes.
Tell you what, buy a horse from us, and I'll throw in the horseshoes for free.
Joke's on you, buddy. You don't even have any horseshoes left to throw into the deal. Okay, how do I use my new horseshoes? Do you guys know?
Are you bandits?
No.
They didn't, but maybe these guys. Nobody knows how to put on horseshoes. Well, that's not gonna stop me because I know if you want something done right, you do it yourself. To that end, I went into the nearest town, made Xbox get a job as a blacksmith, so I can put on these f***ing horseshoes myself.
And I'm looking to hire a skilled blacksmith. If you happen to know one.
I do, it's Xbox. Will you teach him how to put on horseshoes? Well, nobody knows how to use horseshoes, so maybe I'll go into the tavern to ask around.
Apologies, mercenaries, but the owners of this architectural wonder will only sell to fellow tavern keepers.
What the f*** is wrong with you, gang? You're pushier about your DLC than election workers with a failed candidate. F*** off. Why isn't there an infamous progress bar? Look, if there's one thing I learned about WRPGs, it's always worthwhile to invest in speech checks. You know what? I give up. Let's just go back to the first blacksmith and ask him to teach me how to put on some f***ing horseshoes.
Tell you what, buy a horse from us, and I'll throw in the horseshoes for free.
It turns out he's been kicked in the head one too many times by an ass. Let's go get real jobs instead.
Nothing scares me, and I'm a quick...
No, I'm looking for a job. Not looking for somebody, looking for a job. F*** off.
I can give you tips and point you toward the best missions.
Why would I buy information when there's a guy right beside you handing out entry-level positions? Buyer's job market, baby. Yeah, this guy. Every job in medieval wherever basically involves killing another human being. No wonder population levels were so low back then. But we'll start off with something simple, and thankfully as soon as we begin, the position of Leotra's squad is already handily indicated to us on the map.
You there! Show me what you've got in there.
What the hell? A routine traffic stop turns into an involuntary body search because the cop assumes, just by my looks, that I'm a criminal. I can't even remember if any member of my band of misfits was black, but this injustice won't stand in Canada. Yes, I am resisting arrest. No, it has nothing to do with the stolen horseshoes. Yes, it has everything to do with protesting against racial profiling because there's no way they could have known about the stolen horseshoes. Dreamcast has problems with authority. Well, that's what you get for doing your job, also being racist. And now I'm gonna take all your shit, which isn't stealing, it's just looting. And then we made camp and duly discovered... What? What are you guys, shy or something? Why doesn't anybody want to wear that cop's hat we stole looted? And now they're all tired from passing the hat back and forth amongst themselves. It's a good thing you're not being paid shit and people can apparently subsist entirely on carbs and citrus back in the dark ages. So after a good night's rest, we continued onwards on our lawful mission, making sure to steer clear of any police patrols we find along the way. Shit, motherfucker.
You are wanted for a number of crimes. We will not let you go until you have paid the fine.
Look, at this point we're basically one step away from open rebellion against the crown, and I wanted on record that it wasn't my fault and I was forced into it. As before, Dreamcast takes no shit from anybody, and the PS5 is well on his way to becoming a serial killer. Okay, I found the Ultra Squad. Maybe killing the f out of him will put me back in the good graces of the citizenry. What the? It said Leotra Squad. Well, where's your squad, buddy? It's just one guy.
Got no friends?
Oh shit, I'm an idiot. Oh shit, he is the squad. He probably ate the squad. Okay, so we killed the Hulk and the Nintendo Switch took all his belongings. Finally, somebody can wear that cop's hat we found. It was actually on our way back to turn in the bounty that we came across some traveling merchants who were selling heavy armor. And I thought, well, Nintendo Switch just leveled up, so... well, they didn't seem to care. Man, this game is easy. No, I have nothing to hide. Why do you ask? Shut up, this is role-playing.
Here is your reward.
Where's this? Whoops. What the shit? You know what, lady? You got brains. You thought you could take on 4 hardened brigands by yourself so long as they're slightly sleepy. But what you didn't know was that... The f***? Oh, it's just one guy, probably her boyfriend. Well, there goes your wedding. Wait, she has 2 boyfriends? Oh shit, this one is really angry. Maybe it's her brother. Well, your brother's dead too. Bet you're really regretting your career choices at this point. But in the meantime, my horse seems to be very happy about all the orphans we're leaving in our wake, and as we bed down to celebrate our victory, that's when... See, Wartales, this is the kind of shit that breaks immersion. How do the cops know I stole some sheep if I ate all the mutton? Are they f***ing psychic? You know what? I'm gonna double down on my career choice just to f***ing spite you.
You are wanted for a number of...
What the f***? Okay, I'm sorry. What, does that guy have a mop? Why do they always get an automatic counterattack? That's not fair. Oh my god. You know what? Just run. Oh shit, they got Microsoft. Well, can I waylay these guys to get them back or... Motherfucker. Fine, you know what? We can get by with just the 3 of us. Motherfucker.
We will not let you go until you...
Now they got Sega. Word of my misdeeds has spread. F*** you, no they didn't. I only killed like 9 people. You know what? I'm gonna rob these guys anyways. I'm desperate. What the hell? Oh my. No. F*** you, Sony. Fix your eyes. Motherfucker. Sony, you're f***ing blind. You know what? Let's take a break until I calm down.
You are wanted for a number of crimes. We will not...
No, I said, f*** it, I give up. Take me in. Wait, what? So apparently I could have just fingered one of my own to take the fall and be immediately cleared of all outstanding charges. Well, I wish someone would have told me that because I totally would have betrayed one lifelong friend in order not to have lost the 3 I did. Getting to this point, that's how math works. In the end, my simulation proved that in any console war, Nintendo is going to be the only one left standing and should probably live an honest life after his close brush with the law. But will he? Tune in next time to see if this is only the beginning to a grand adventure or if, given the setting and time period, Nintendo's feeling that being 17 and middle-aged, it's probably time to settle down to a nice life of marrying a 12-year-old leper and shoveling shit for a living.
Fire the trebuchet! For king and country! For king and country, my ass!
So I finished the best pirate sim ever made and somehow it wasn't. It was Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. But in order to help decide whether or not the game is worth playing today, or if you just want to pretend to know everything about it without having to spend any money, I've condensed a bajillion hours of into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play you'll ever watch. Because I know you got shit to do. Zorro, first mate of the Straw Hats.
Can't remember. Was it the other way?
Motherfucker, I hate this stupid blue bear. I've never cheated at anything because if I did, I'd be a lot more successful in life. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty, eh? You know, I gave this game plenty of chances. It's been years of installing and uninstalling, fueled mostly by crippling anxiety and fear of being robbed on the internet and the need to save the free world one needy femme fatale at a time. But now it's time to finally buckle down, and why the fuck are you making me watch advertisements before the game even starts? What the fuck is this, YouTube? Anyways, like I was saying, I figured given my vast experience of playing the real best pirate sim,
Yes! これで2つ揃った
and absurdly high tolerance and indeed sexual fetish of driving slowly from one imaginary place to another, I can just play Sea of Thieves as I did Elite Dangerous, as an antisocial Amazon driver in the 16th century. Because now that I've been fired for workplace harassment, it's finally time to realize my lifelong dream of starting a small business delivering highly sought after citrus to the scurvy-ridden bitch-ass populace of these servers. Now where the f do I turn on that dot so I don't get sea motion sickness? No, really, where the f is it? Points off for disability accessibility, rare. I bet you don't even have handicap parking at your offices either. Does anybody know how to change Xbox Live gamer tags? I made this back in the early days of the 360 and only did it because this is the only working anagram of my legal name. I thought I was so clever in my mid-40s. What the? Man, this game really is like YouTube. Commercials up the capitalist butt, but don't worry, I only put like 50 mid-roll advertisements in this video, so you're safe watching all the way to the end. Meanwhile, peg-leg Obi-Wan here is treating me like a fucking monkey.
There, you look better already. Maybe even strong enough to reach the Sea of Thieves.
I thought I already reached the Sea of Thieves.
I dreamt of finding uncharted waters filled with treasures and rife with danger.
No, I'm still listening. By all means, go on rambling.
A new adventure.
What the f do I do? Kill him again? Where'd he go?
I'm raising a frothing great tankard of grog when you live to tell the tale.
How are you drinking mortal mead? You're a ghost. So the reason I'm actually going through the tutorial this time is because I'm making a good faith effort to actually learn, which is more than I can say for the game making any good faith effort to make playing it in any way enjoyable. What the f is this? Can anybody tell me how to read this map? What the f am I even looking at? Is it this way or do I have anything else in here that can help? Maybe if I get to higher ground. Looks like an island. What the f do you want from me? Okay, higher still. Motherfucker. There's a squiggly line with a circle and a bigger, more detailed map which is being blocked by the squiggly line with a circle. What the f is this? I'm only a level 9 cartographer and I'm pretty sure this isn't even how people read real maps. On top of which there appears to be no further instructions on the fucking tutorial beyond here's some parchment, eat shit, then wipe your filthy mouth. No, I'm still here. You know what I'm doing now? I'm sitting here with my phone in hand scrolling the solution to how to find the tutorial treasure in Sea of Thieves. Christian God only knows what the f they'd have to do back in this game's when the internet didn't even exist. Okay, I figured it out. Because it turns out Google even auto-fills in the solution for you when you search that, which just goes to show I'm not the only one who can't figure this shit out. Okay, so now what was so important in here that... Oh, you know, you'd think this would have been more useful if you gave it to me before giving me the treasure map, but whatever, you're an idiot. Where to next?
Allow me to show you the path.
Where is the... What the f is the point of this? Am I being smuggled to America? Wood. Aha! So I just keep going straight, do I? Oh shit. Ah, my eyes! On deck? What the f are you talking about? Where? Where the f are my cannonballs? Oh, never mind, the animatronic Kraken got him. I'm missing all the good parts of the on-rails Disneyland ride because I can't find my f***ing cannonballs. Ah, my eyes! I just keep sailing towards the face with the glowing eyes, yes? I'm not looking at you, I'll go blind. Just tell me if I'm headed the right way.
Eyes, the goggles.
What the shit? What did I break now? More advertisements? YouTube, just maybe let me play the game first? I don't even know what I'm looking for down here.
Welcome to the Sea of Thieves, and wondrous treasures await you.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that again.
You now share these waters with countless other pirates.
So long as they stay the f*** away from me. Well, you can tell I'm an American pirate just by the contents of this closet.
Take a look at the quest table there.
That says map table right there. No, really, this isn't the quest table. Where the f*** is the... Oh, here it is.
You've a contract to capture an animal for the Merchant Alliance. A fine choice for any prudent and punctual pirate.
Wait, pirates work on a schedule? I can't... You know what? I can't see around the tooltip at the bottom of my... My hand is blocking the compass. You can't see anything in this game.
I can't see f***ing shit out of this thing.
Hang on, gotta... What the f***? Wood. So I guess I'll just throw myself off the bow and... Chicken! Come here, you little shit! My obese Singaporean cutthroat is apparently an Olympics level swimmer. Okay, now where the hell am I going? So, prudent question given the circumstances, because I'm pointed directly at the island, so I guess I need to ask, hey, more experienced pirates out there, does anybody know how to put a boat into reverse? Because... Motherfucker. Oh shit. No. Whew. Now where the f am I going? You know what? Just stop for a second. Where's the leak? How the hell did I get a leak back here, huh, game? I ran straight into the island. Answer me that. What the f? Where the hell am I even going? Come on, you stupid. There's still a hole in my ship? F***ing... Where the f is... Man, if I had friends, I can see how this would be really fun. Okay, I don't even know where I am anymore. You know, this would be so helpful if the f***ing sail wasn't blocking 2/3 of my screen. What the hell? Get out of here. What do you think I'm doing? Oh man, not going over there. Is that where I'm supposed to be going? I'm squinting through the glasses I'm wearing in real life through my monitor, through that skinny slant of space, in between the bottom of my sail and my steering wheel. Who the f*** designed these things? I'm not taking any chances because I don't know how to back out of a space. So I'm just gonna park at the back of the lot and swim over. Oh god, I hope I don't drown this chicken. Oh god, I hope they still want this wet, soggy chicken.
An animal and a pirate.
Who the hell are you talking to? Where's the guy who wanted this chicken? Oh, here he is. So I decided, yes, I am going to continue. Now, probably I won't make any friends doing so because A, I'm just too sophisticated for you and you won't get me. And B, the turning point where the switch was definitively flipped for the game is when I realized that my original comparisons to Elite Dangerous were on point. As being able to play a social game as an antisocial loner is, broadly speaking, a considerable part of the appeal to, broadly speaking, a not so insignificant chunk of the audience, and I intend to do that for all of my fellow misanthropists out there whom I hate and hate me and each other in equal measures. So by all means, tune in next time as we continue the adventures of one single merchant in a world full of toothless assholes bleeding out of their asses, none of whom I've had the pleasure of meeting just yet. Boy, I really parked far away, and will undoubtedly not really enjoy the experience of doing so. Look, I'll be honest, it takes a long time to play through and make fun of narrative RPGs, and I need a schedule filler that can be hopped into for quick sessions whenever I'm falling behind on courting waifus. Look for this series whenever I can be asked. So I finished the Final Fantasy ever made, and somehow it wasn't. It was Final Fantasy XVI. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. But in order to help decide whether or not the game is worth playing today, or if you just want to pretend to know everything about it without having to spend any money, I've condensed a bajillion hours of into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review you ever watch. Because I know you got shit to do, you stupid bitch. Just stay dead, you're ruining the story. Why do games do this? It's like booting up a CD when somebody left gum in your disk drive. Oh shit, it really broke my Microsoft PlayStation. Now, it just took a long time because I guess the game was re-rendering all this pre-rendered bombastic kaiju fight in the background, which leads to Final Fantasy XVI, opening with a practically shot-for-shot recreation of the Balrog fight from Lord of the Rings. Which, if you're finding confusing as rest assured was by design, because modern Final Fantasy only knows one kind of opening, and that is in medias res, since it worked out so well for the prettiest Super Saiyan in 1997. It's actually about this guy, a brooding pretty boy swordsman of few words who, I guess that doesn't narrow it down too much, but at least he isn't named after an annoying bird. See, with the way titles came up, I thought that guy's name was Yoshitaka Amano, and then they peed on their fire with their hands and picked up camp. All to observe a battle in progress with these guys who don't really matter because, hang on, have to listen to well-dressed people yelling at each other in a room while some lady can't pretend to give two shits about the real threat of smoke causing lung cancer, because the average age of survival is like 23, so might as well just have rough, dirty peasant sex all the time while everything is smeared in shit because Square just learned enough English to be able to read the terrible novelization of the popular Game of Thrones TV series.
You are a lion.
What's wrong, my lion?
Take the van.
Did you mean, or... Okay, so the reason I said all these guys don't matter, and credit where it's due, this is actually a very interesting idea, is that the traditional Final Fantasy summons are basically feudal WMDs bound to human hosts and whipped out in a metaphorical dick-slapping contest whenever the illiterate nations go to war with each other. Do I still have to censor the swearing when it's in Japanese? And then the main character died and the game ended. No, he didn't, I'm just kidding, because as it turns out, the Balrog fight was a memory which then transitioned into an in medias res opening that led into a playable memory which forms the prologue of the game. I honestly think Square is just trying to confuse J.R.R. Tolkien's copyright lawyers at this point. Oh right, his name is Clive. What the f*** is that up there?
Oh, fireworks! Lovely!
Yeah, I wasn't kidding about copyright lawyers because this is blatantly a foreign adaptation of A Song of Ice and Fire at this point because, Your Honor, evidence 1. Evil mom with vast political ambitions, inability to connect with her dark-haired son, and consistent frontrunner for bitchiest bitch who ever bitched.
Bitch!
Out of here, I'm presenting evidence to the court. Evidence 2, Ned Stark. Evidence 3, a dog.
I say to speak.
Keep groveling, you morons. When are you gonna understand if you don't fight for your rights, you don't deserve to have any?
Now we see the violence inherent in the system.
I mean, not much of a choice here. Either press the button or turn the game off and go play with my children.
Good luck.
Who is she again?
Alright, you can stop licking my boots. Your mother isn't here.
But you really should reconsider licking hers because that's what I do.
The Blight has taken an eye on all of the northern reaches.
Oh shit, this isn't an adaptation of Game of Ice and Fire. It's a Japanese remake of the original Dragon Age originals.
It is time to prove your strength. And shut your mother up for good.
It's the best I can do because Henry VIII hasn't invented legal divorce yet. Hell hath no fury like a sexually unfulfilled woman in an age without battery-powered rumble packs. So the story of the prologue to the actual story is that of the king, or whatever, going off to war while his bitch wife plots to kill him, and his eldest son is being sent off to murder some minorities who probably don't deserve it, that being how you prove your worth in whatever dark fantasy medieval world this is. No, I wasn't kidding, just look at me stab this guy in the dick repeatedly, so daddy will love me again. And on the gameplay front, I'm happy to report, despite telling the game I'm a veteran of both Final Fantasy and games where you stab monsters in the dick, it still tries to tempt me into outright cheating for some reason. Although I will admit I had a little shiver as the familiar battle theme piped up.
Bloody hell!
And swiftly lost my boner again when I realized any semblance of challenge was being substituted for QTEs and bad writing.
I think we made it angry. I'd rather we made it die.
People had nothing to do back in the Dark Ages. It was either rampant alcoholism or throwing sticks into a can.
Louder, my friends! Louder!
In wine. Spare a barrel for the boys on keeping it.
Yes, we're doing the Red Wedding.
What in the...
Your room is gonna smell when you don't have flushing toilets. You know, it's telling when the pixel sprites on the save screen exhibit more character than their extravagantly rendered counterparts. Anyways, everybody is killed, including the pets.
Winds speed you to Rosalith.
Look at this shithead. I'm over here playing a dark, gritty, realistic fantasy RPG, and he thinks he's in a Final Fantasy game or something. And then somebody broke Clive's Bluetooth earbuds. Told you. And then Ned Stark dies, as is tradition, which leads directly into the awakening of latent mutant genes in the younger, prettier son, which indirectly causes the older, slightly less prettier son to also turn Super Saiyan, which then leads into the kaiju fight we saw at the beginning of the game before the prologues flash forward to the present. But my only takeaway from the story at this point is, if this guy only kept his mouth shut and pretended to be dead, he wouldn't have been stabbed. Yeah, I was the bitch. She's the traitor.
Bitch!
Welcome back.
Okay, so now we're finally caught up. Square wants to make sure the game is totally worth $80 because you have to squeeze through this spot.
Our fortunes have turned, Sergeant. It's her.
And it turns out they're all mutant hunters.
Lost.
And it turns out the mutant they were hunting was... Seriously, who is she? I'm honestly not sure at any point up until now anybody even told me her name. And of course, Clive turns face because she's very pretty, but he's outnumbered until...
You guys are so screwed now! Bring me Thanos!
I really like this map, too bad it's not actually used for much. Fucking apple polisher. This guy is Sid. This iteration of Sid is basically what the black guy was in 7. As the leader of a terrorist cell, which Clive as Cloud also.
This doesn't mean I'm joining you.
Don't do any of these, they're pointless. Fucking mosquitoes. Square still doesn't know how to make action games, don't even bother. Why the f didn't you just do that at the start? In medieval times, women had to be bitches to survive. I honestly don't know why they spent effort making QTEs for trash mobs. So the terrorist cell goes around freeing slaves and, yeah, none of these matters much either. How do you not see them? They're right there. Basically, horny bitches are the only way to get ahead in 2024. Look, this game is totally AAA, okay? And in the process of freeing slaves, we learned that Sid and the bitch were once f***ing, so now she's really angry at him because he broke up with her over text or something and decides to take it out on, well, me and my dog. And we beat the shit out of a literal harpy because the game really wants to make sure you understand the symbolism, and everybody swears a lot because Final Fantasy is now for adults and not stupid kids who cry at operas. And Clive discovers he has the asshole superpower of stealing other people's Pokemon.
Give her back!
With an enduring mystery of a hooded figure who seems to be present at all important narrative events, while the other bitch, holy shit.
He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
I estimate at least 30% of this game's runtime is the slow ass running over vast open spaces. What follows is finally for realsies the last fight with the Harpy that has something like 9 stages before everybody transforms into elemental kaijus, which I still think is a very interesting idea, but which, despite being the main theme of the story, is scarcely explored in any meaningful way. Bitch dies, meanwhile these guys... Look man, just go home. Petition your local government to hold sanctioned steel cage matches between your respective summons and their hosts, and buy pay-per-view tickets instead.
Please! Please!
Am I not wearing any pants? 20% of this game is also just using excessive particle effects to kill mosquitoes.
But if it wasn't for you two, my sniffing days would be over.
Sniffing what? The shit that's covering everything? Okay, that guy is his brother. Remember him, the little shit? And she's still, I don't know, his sister? His wife? His sister wife?
This breeze. The smell of the grass.
Grass smells like shit.
Oi! Stop and give me an hand.
Nope.
The Lord Marquis and Jill too.
Oh, her name is Jill, finally. So upon returning to his homeland to find out the truth of who obviously killed his obviously still alive brother, Clive is given his father's armor and exchanges sensible artistic design for a male prostitute's version of Dracula's cape from Castlevania, with a huge slutty boob window on the front to show off all that man cleavage. And then he stepped in more shit.
This is the Hall of the Gate.
The gate.
I'm with you, Jill. What the f is that? Hall of the gate? That's like saying stairs of the door. Or foot in your literate ass. And we go through this massive ancient cavern basement that was apparently here all this time, only to learn that, yes, it was Clive. Clive was the monster at the beginning of the game's prologue. No, really, that was the big twist. I thought, you know, we already knew that from both times you made us play through the whole glorified cinematic. Only for Clive to apparently miss the point because he's too stupid of a handsome himbo to connect the very obvious, glowing, particle effects filled narrative dots together until now. And when he finally does, it's apparent that just freeing slaves isn't a sustainable model for a small business because people would, you know, want to live in shit.
That you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms?
And copyright lawyers be damned, we're going for open rebellion now and looking to get some payback from Mommy, which is curiously apt considering Sid apparently spends his free time chasing down Lilith in Sanctuary.
And pay a visit to Mother.
Join me next time to... Shit, you know what? I can't get this door open. Mandatory optional side quest about drug smuggling that's not really optional. When did that happen?
We meet at last.
So let's continue playing the internet's favorite Final Fantasy, and somehow it wasn't. It was 16. And since I know all of you PC gamers are having enough trouble scrounging up the money you need to afford a PS5 in this economy, let's just all forget the 7-Eleven Remake Part 2 Attack of the Clones exists, and instead watch a bajillion hours of condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit. But don't worry, I talk fast, edit quicker, because I too have no idea how this is architecturally safe and better finish talking before the whole thing collapses.
The gates of Oriflamme buckled at the flood of those come seeking refuge.
Immigrants, I knew it was them. Even when it was the bears, I knew it was them.
We pick up with some anti-immigration mumbling that causes some undocumented immigrants to stab a table in righteous anger. There was a cockroach there. And then a handsome Canadian man and a guy with the voice of a purring panther reiterate the importance of safe sex for teenagers.
You two behave now.
While Clive, remember him, get his terrorist mission briefing from a local prostitute and proceeds to skip merrily across the meadow for the next hour or so. You know, despite everything being covered in shit, the world is actually very advanced, as shown by the crystals which can produce all the elements of life on a whim. Yes, this is a very interesting plot point, and no, the game doesn't really do enough to look into a world running essentially on infinite free energy, because it's too busy trying to be dark and gritty with lots of talking heads, side quests, that all just leads to discussions on the merits of anal copulation.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
Jill knows what I'm talking about.
Whoever controls the crystals...
Where do I get the vocal equivalent of plastic surgery to make me talk like a growling leopard? Because if I had this guy's voice, this video would have 10 million views already.
The most dangerous. Even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change.
F this wall. F this... Oh shit. Wait, we're fighting zombies now?
Doesn't look that far. Right.
Dude, it's one small gap and you're the god of thunder. Holy shit, you suck. You got nothing going for you besides your sexy, sexy voice.
Look on the bright side. At least you won't get lost.
Let go of my hand, no homo.
I knew it would be big. But this...
You're two elemental gods. Why is this such a struggle?
Ask one.
Okay, so apparently we aren't actively engaged in rebellion against royal oppression anymore. And instead, this is a beat-for-beat repeat of the first Mako reactor bombing of the remake of the one that made all the money, complete with boss fight, nonsensical appearance by otherworldly monsters, shaped vaguely like turds, but only with a lot more profanity.
Alright, the hole.
A hole, alright. Lots of holes and lots of holes in this game. Including the xenomorph before Sid dies from lung cancer. See, I told you his stupid brother was alive and he ends up sucking off the xenomorph and the Mako reactor blows up. Meanwhile, the head of one of the bitches is sent to the lover of the other bitch, who gets really angry that he won't have anyone to suck him off anymore. No, I'm not planning on stopping with the stupid vulgar jokes. Because when in Rome, everybody else cusses some more and then it's 5 years later and a little girl is trying to sell Jill ointments for her.
The hole.
Perhaps
soothing salve to ease the aches of the road?
It's a trap.
It's a trap!
Also, Sid left me his Pokemon cards, so I'm the God of Thunder now. Oh hey look, a Final Fantasy character in my gritty WRPG. The game, knowing full well you probably fell asleep at some point during the past 28 hours of cinematics, gives you a full recap of what the f is going on and tells you to go blow up more crystals, while Clive and Jill have so much filthy medieval anal sex that it starts lagging the cinematics.
Master Clive, a moment if you... my apologies, I didn't...
No, seriously, this whole part of the game is so padded with mandatory side quests. Why the f are side quests mandatory, and how can they still be called side quests? In that case, that you can be forgiven for giving up on the game completely before you get to witness even more horrific war crimes and manly handshakes.
The Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home.
This is also an unavoidable side quest. And then you meet Clive's lazy-ass uncle, and I guess Clive's sword failed to render or something.
Lumbago. Aims against church and crown. I shall have thy head.
Oh no, wait, this was an intentional callback to a scene that never happened.
Lumbago. Why then? Who shall we pillage first?
Yeah, let's go kill some serfs. The purpose of this lady is literal exposition.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the...
Oh no, you changed the order of the words. The lawyers can't sue you now. Why the f did you do that? He was sleeping.
Is there no other way across?
I mean, yeah, I too have always wondered why you were stopped by locked wooden doors in a lot of Final Fantasy games, despite carrying literal gods in your pocket.
You heard.
Just hot.
Jill, it can't be.
It is, my lady.
Meanwhile, the people in the back are like, who the f are those heavily armored people? You know what? We don't get paid enough to care.
This way.
Oh shit, it's a locked door. So this whole portion is about Jill facing her own literal demons by finally standing up to her oppressors. Meanwhile, Clive tries to face his own literal demons in dealing with impotence from too much ass sex.
Why can't I do it?
I mean, I'm doing all the work, but sure, let's pretend Jill accomplished anything as the terrorist mission comes off a success, and one more crystal is destroyed. I don't care about you, f*** off. Meanwhile, more plotting takes place for the guy who can't just go f*** another wench or something to take out his anger on you. Aw, motherfucking cockblocker. So we go back to the exposition lady, and look, I'm just gonna fast forward most of this, because I honestly can't remember where I even picked her up from at this point.
If you keep your wits about you, I reckon you can make it up to the castle without raising the alarm.
Well, see ya guys, good luck. I'll be waiting at a Wendy's. See, the angry guy you blue-balled by killing his waifu is literally shooting angry blue balls at you. That, children, is called literary symbolism.
They have a curl.
What the f*** is a curl?
Jill!
When did that happen?
We meet at last.
And literally 2 seconds later, you get broken out to stop the public execution. That for some reason couldn't happen 2 seconds earlier, so what the f*** was even the point? F*** this guy in particular.
You're late. It was me all along, Hugo.
It was me all along, Austin!
Alright, Clive.
Okay, so I won. Exposition lady. Tuberculosis.
Uncle? Sorry. Lumbago.
What the hell? Them taking off during the bar brawl to avoid paying for their food is the best character development this little shit has gotten so far. Mandatory optional side quest about drug smuggling that's not really optional. Angry guy who can't get off again now that we killed his wife and cut off his hand so he can't even jerk himself off. No, this is a thing that happens. Kaiju fight. Kaiju Kung Fu kick. You know, somehow I realized at the end of another 12 hours of playtime that the main plot hasn't budged an inch beyond robbing another Austrian jewelry store. And we spent the entirety of Act 2 beating the shit out of a grieving widower whose wife we murdered because we're the good guys. It's only at the very end that we start getting the big revelations like all the hot gay sex and the little shit walking in on the gay sex to form an alliance, which will hopefully lead to something actually happening as we finally finish the Japanese plagiarized knockoff to a fantasy reinterpretation of the historical War of the Roses that was turned into a softcore adult production about incest and wanting to f your own aunt. Based on, coincidentally, the same historical event that inspired the books, which inspired the show, that inspired this game to... So let's finish playing the internet's favorite Final Fantasy, and somehow it wasn't...
I have visual on the extraction zone.
It was 16. Surely after a bajillion hours of... condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit, we'll get a satisfying payoff to this story. But don't worry, I talk fast, edit quicker because I value your time more than the game obviously values mine, making me run across this airship I can't even fly every single time to talk to morons in order to start the next crucial side quest that you can't not play, thereby completely missing the definition of both side and quest, while withholding the next piece of crucial narrative from me until I picked up enough flowers. I also go fishing with this guy who is, I think, my manager, but I don't really remember ever being properly introduced to him for the past 30 hours or so. Why am I looking at a piece of shit? Why am I looking at you like I don't remember who the f you are when we f all the time? I'm also playing the new Indiana Jones game, by the way, and now am hardwired to pick up discarded tools to get fascist brain damage.
You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you?
You're all tools. Why are you so happy? You don't even have a door to hold. And then they go to Niagara Falls but stick to the Canadian side because the American side smells like gunpowder and denied health insurance claims.
Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sambrec.
Kid is either possessed or a pampered nepo baby because we've long since given up on any attempt at originality by now.
Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this?
How did you figure it out? Were you reading my phone text without permission again?
We won't get through without that pass.
Or you could just fly over because you're two elemental gods that can leap mountains. See, I actually wouldn't mind Final Fantasy taking a completely different direction than what we're used to. And indeed, had it stuck to its metaphorical guns, shit-covered nobility and peasantry, and toned back the extravagant prevalence of anime, it could have been a worthy entry in the long-running series that people will recall fondly years from now as being narratively and aesthetically unique. But then, just as we're on the cusp of a pretty intriguing political coup, this is the same guy who needed his passport renewed earlier, mind.
Over here, Clive!
F back to the short bus, I'm talking here. This shit happens.
I packed everything up before I made a run for it, so if there's out you need, just ask. But I won't be giving it away for free.
Which, when combined with the age-old question of why the f are you war profiteering me on the cusp of Armageddon when A, you work for me, and B, money has no meaning if the very notion of currency ceases to exist, just raises the question of why the f is the game all over the place tonally.
It's you! Would that Joshua had been granted 1/10 of your strength! Oh!
The Phoenix lives on! He's battling Bahamut as we speak!
Not anymore, that bird is cooked. So I mean, yeah, this looks cool in terms of spectacle, but given the game really doesn't know if it wants to be Final Fantasy, God of War, or one of those games where you just throw shit at the walls.
That's for Sigismund!
Hold on, gotta play Star Fox for a few minutes. To top it off, the game then goes full Dragon Ball Z by ending the fight with a literal fusion, and everybody starts jerking each other off in orbit, even as the game does its very best to give you a fucking seizure. Dude should be a popsicle by now because we're literally fighting in space. And then we just go back to our shit-covered life with no flushing toilets like nothing has happened. Despite just proving minutes ago the world is spherical and also discovering like 80 laws of science and physics, only to go back to stabbing each other again. Called it.
This is all just a dream, just a bad dream.
I think so too. Well, bitch died. Let's go to Wendy's.
Primogenesis shall a new age of reason.
Who the f are you talking to? Everybody just left. So, the real bad guy's only superpower is analogous to sexy no jutsu? Look, just upgrade the lightning one because the game really isn't that deep. Because in a world where gunpowder hasn't been invented yet, it's obvious the Sith Lord reigns king.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
That his superpower is mommy issues.
Mother.
This is the game outright murdering the medieval politics portion because at this point, the crazy anime party has won the election in a landslide and begun a purge of its opponents. And then in a crossover with Ubisoft, you're joined by assassins. No, I'm not kidding.
Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
But everyone calls me Mid.
Your dad's dead, but I bet you hope he rots in hell for giving you that name. Why do you still fight like this when narratively there's nothing stopping you from curb stomping a motherfucker as a flaming lion goat? Okay, this is going to become a recurring theme for the last fifth of the story, and I honestly have no idea who the f this guy is. Even the dog's like, let's get out of here and leave the girl to die in her place.
But this isn't any other ship. This is the Enterprise!
And then we do a Star Trek crossover because Final Fantasy will take any idea, so long as they don't have to come up with one of their own. And then we fight clones. He missed, he died, game's over. Meanwhile, the literal Dragon Prince is like, what the hell, where am I? Is this even still Final Fantasy?
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
So we have a not airship and chase the bad guy with the fastest ship in order to get back our waifu. And somewhere in the middle of that guy splitting the sea with his sword, I'm left wondering. So the story has it at this point that we're only fighting zombies. So who the f was helping him drive his huge ship? You know what? Maybe our ship really isn't that fast and that's how we caught up with him. Man, he's stupid. Clive's stupider because this guy keeps kicking his ass. And then he starts rambling and we run the f away. And then there's a really wholesome gratuitous sex scene that's just praying you won't ask any awkward questions about sand in your ass crack.
Did I miss something?
And then...
Oh, fuck.
You get your ass kicked for the 23rd time atop of Orthang. That's right, drink all your problems away. That's what I do. Oh, by the way, I finally won. Also, you don't get to ride a chocobo for this entire game. I checked. We're all the way at the end now. And by the way, wouldn't you know, Dark Souls is pretty popular as well. And also Dynasty Warriors. We don't even know what the f Final Fantasy is anymore. And then we get one of those levels where the villain makes you see all your friends and they all tell you how much you suck.
Come with me if you want to live.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. We're 2 minutes away from the last battle and nobody has clearly told me what the f this guy wants.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Followed by the 3 prettiest boys deciding to go off on their own to fight the last battle, and we say goodbye to all our barely tolerated social acquaintances.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
Whoa, sorry, I don't like women. Because the pretty boys suddenly remember that 2 of them could fly. So what the f was the point of building a ship that couldn't? No, this is actually the plot. And as we begin stage 1 of the 98 stage boss fight, I can't help but remember that a gritty Final Fantasy centered around political intrigue based on, coincidentally, the same historical event that inspired the books, which inspired the show, that inspired this game to never get inspired again, actually exists, and it was f***ing wonderful. So why the f are we playing this shit again? You know what, might as well keep going. This is sunk cost fallacy at this point. The bosses in this game aren't hard. They just take 1,000,000 years each to beat because they have 1,000,000 health bars and 3,000,000 stages to get through. And it all ends with a punch to the face after magic disappears from the world and people are forced to stop eating avocado toast and wait a minute, this is just the ending to Tales of Vesperia. Well, there you go, Final Fantasy XVI has not one original bone in its body, and as a longtime fan I have every reason to be worried about the series' future. But it is somehow still better than the trilogy, which I'm not entirely uncertain wasn't just overt advertisement for designer handbags, so I guess get it on a deep sale. Hipsters, rush him. If you aren't prepared to die, you don't deserve the rights to live. I'll do it myself. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! So I finished the internet's favorite cat game and somehow it wasn't... Just a second! It was Stray. And since I know you're looking to impress all the sad childless women in your postal code, I've done your research and condensed a bajillion hours of... into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit. But don't worry, I talk fast, edit quicker because I know how cat owners are busy, successful people and got shit to do today. Wait, there's more than one cat? Strays and not stray, as it were. It's a cat, alright. Well, it's not exactly a dedicated dodge roll button, but sure, whatever, a game doesn't need one, it's a cat. This shit is useless. I finished the game and never used it again. Spoilers. Okay, so the basic gist of the story is cats aren't actually all that smart no matter what you might think of Mr. Whiskers, you lonely spinster. I mean, put out a can of wet food, outright give the cat a can opener, and sit back and observe all the nothing that happens. I think it should be obvious because otherwise there would be 2 dominant intelligent species vying for control of limited resources on Earth and debating over the meanings of created art. But instead, we have one very atmospheric game that is however narratively equivalent to one cat trying to find his way up from an elaborate basement where several murders once took place. Like this guy, he dead. It's not much of a platformer either since everything is literally signposted for you. What the f am I supposed to be doing here? Am I panhandling? Okay, that's my first problem with the game. That cat would have to have basic understanding of physics to be able to think of a solution like that one. I understand basic physics and even I had to look up a walkthrough because I can't be asked. Just how intelligent is this cat? That's more like it. Who the f made these signs and who are they meant for? A cat that happened to get flushed down the toilet who can also coincidentally read human English? This makes no sense. Oh shit, that cat's a murderer. Ah yes, nature's predator to small wayward felines. The motherfucking cycloptic nanomachine grey goo. If this was Uncharted, everything around me would be on fire and exploding. Motherfucker, don't make me feel stupid, game. I said, if this game was truly representative of the species, this would be the entire game and nobody can tell me it wouldn't be better off for it. And this... Okay, now this is just silly. As the story goes, the cat somehow knows to insert enough batteries to power on a small robot, containing the uploaded consciousness of a human being, and together they're going on a road trip out of this dystopian hellscape, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about how everybody praises the game's story when it's a cat, and one that's not above average intelligence for the species as far as I can tell. Look, there's basically 2 schools of thought whenever putting an animal at the center of your narrative. One, smarter than the average bear and essentially the anthropomorphic equivalent of people in furry suits, or 2, just a fucking cat, or beloved 90s pig, whatever, and cannot communicate with human or human equivalent, previously mentioned dominant species, barring cosmic experimentation.
He don't know talking good like me and you.
My point is, pick a fucking lane and stick to it, or else the story starts raising far more questions than what is comfortable for an audience capable of reading all 28 letters of the English alphabet. Is this a standoff? Am I gonna have to kung fu fight this robot monk? Cats can't digest metals. What the f are you talking about? Cats can only digest carpet fibers. See, I'm pretty sure a real cat wouldn't give two shits at this point, and I'll just choose to live here with all the necessary cat amenities available. Once again, if you can't work a basic can opener, how smart of a sentient species are you? My sentiments exactly. I honestly have no idea if the big robot is talking to the little robot or the cat at this point. F you, killer nanobots. It's still better than the new Indiana Jones game, I guess.
Come closer.
F you, killer nanobots. I'm gonna have to give the game the benefit of the doubt and say this is just survival instinct. I'm gonna have to give the game the benefit of the doubt and say the little robot was controlling the cat all along. I'm gonna give the game the benefit of the doubt to say that we're only looking at the actual story of post-apocalyptic survival and popular uprising from the perspective of a cat, because we all know a cat basically does shit like this for no reason. Yeah, the robot did that because cats can't read, you idiot. And also the massive fetch quest that encompasses this entire portion of the game, because the alternative that the cat knows what the f a fetch quest is and can be bothered to oblige is ludicrous. Yeah, that cat would be dead, and also it didn't even land on its legs like I'm told all cats do. After being flung off a rolling wheelbarrow, this game is so f***ing unrealistic, 0 stars. Very realistic, 10 stars. So after a few more fetch quests, the game gives you a f***ing gun of all things, just to save a robot's dad in. Shut up, I wish I had a dad. And with the gun in our possession, we're now able to progress further into the sewers for the eventual showdown with the Grey Goo Hive Mind boss fight. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is admirable restraint from the writer's part to actually leave behind the Grey Goo plot point for good at a point in the story which makes sense. 10.0032 stars, because who the f cares what the f the writer thinks in a video game? Yeah, I was confused at this part too, because you literally do nothing in this level and just make a few jumps before the game's like, well, we're fully cyberpunk oppression of the populace now, bitch. Bitch! So what the f was even the point? You better be talking to the robot. F***ing hipsters can't even be bothered to incite your own revolution. This lady is very important, but the cat doesn't know what the f she's saying, so... She's talking about a battery. This whole game is about batteries. How did I... Unrealistic, because even if all those bottles were empty, the whole thing, crate included, would still have outweighed the cat by like 80 pounds. 0 stars. And then we get to play Metal Gear Calico. Yeah, I'm totally gonna scratch this shit up for them not letting me in here before. Oh shit, boss fight. F***ing hipsters, rush him. If you aren't prepared to die, you don't deserve the rights to live. I'll do it myself. Stupid ass robots. In this part, we're looking for that lady what was abducted by the robot government and have to scour her apartment for clues, but really is a cat going to care? And then the cat goes to a rave and starts buying people drinks to gain access to the control room in order to clandestinely aid a grassroots resistance against the despotic government. No, I'm not kidding. What the f are you even talking about anymore, game? And then we break out of cat jail, rescue the rebel leader, and the game has no excuses anymore because at this point we don't even have the parasitic robot with us. And I'm just wondering if this race of sentient robots has fallen to such a point as to be essentially rendered helpless without the aid of a house pet, and indeed has to be taught by said house pet on the uses of, say, a f***ing brick. Then, on a whole, my opinion is that evolution has been pretty clear, and you should speedily extinct yourself so that the amoebas can give this higher self-aware intelligence thing another shot in a million years or so. Because it's f***ing obvious that I'm the only one putting in any of the work, and... She just left? What a f***ing asshole! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Wait for me, your savior! What? The previous emotional scene of self-sacrifice would have probably meant a lot more if the cat understood or cared, but at this point, honestly, I'm just wondering how the cat didn't electrocute itself and open the final locks before the robot dies. Shut up. And apparently the fatal weakness of the Grey Goo monster that caused the apocalypse was sunlight all along, and as well the fatal weakness of the oppressive robotic government for some reason. So I guess if they just opened a window and got more vitamin D, this whole story could have been avoided. Man, even the cat's like, what the f was that? And what the f kind of catnip were the players on when they wrote all those overwhelmingly positive Steam reviews? But maybe I'm just biased because I'm actually a dog person who runs a charity selling homeless mongrels to well-fed North Koreans. No, my stamina's running out. So we can play this game in third person, right? I finished playing the internet's favorite Uncharted game and somehow it wasn't. It was Indiana Jones and a Great Circle. And you might as well put down your wallet now to watch a bajillion hours of condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit. But don't worry, I edit quicker because I timed the longest unskippable intro in gaming history and concluded you can actually watch the best Indiana Jones movie in the time it takes for the game to load. No, I wasn't even slowing down the footage, and yes, imagine having to listen to this paragraph every single f***ing time because of the unskippable logo credits. F*** LucasArts has been dead for decades now. So we can play this game in third person, right? I'll be upfront in saying I like the emphasis on puzzles more than combat, because The Great Circle does feel like a classic LucasArts point-and-click adventure, filtered through the technology of a modern AAA release. I'm also not going to insult your intelligence by giving you a recap of the prologue to remake the introduction to the best Indiana Jones movie, except to say it's probably a show of goodwill on the part of the developers that this won't suck, except I don't think they paid to use Dr. Octopus's face. So what the f is even the point?
Gotta be some vagrant.
Damn, white kids having orgies on campus instead of learning human history, so we can end segregation earlier. So as the story goes, Henry is looking into a break-in inside his museum because an Ivy League university can't afford to hire security without undocumented immigration labor. And because I mentioned before that unfortunately racism still exists in the US in 2024, he is brutally beaten by a crazed NBA player.
I think that's for something else.
I don't know what goes where, I still have brain damage. I can't zoom in on this map?
I'll need my classes covered, of course.
Indiana.
Who gives a f? I'm tenured. I'll die on the hill that the franchise transition scene is the best in cinematic history. And if you happen to disagree... Bitch. Wait, the icon said punch out and it's just a book and not a takedown prompt? Oh shit. Oh my Jehovah, he climbs like an 80-year-old man.
Some of those peculiar markings. Two bulls facing each other.
Wait, this is just stealing. Yeah, I know you can't compete with Lara Croft in terms of tits, and Nathan Drake is also 50 years younger and has no problems with murder to keep his place atop the treasure hunter's hierarchy in gaming, but there's still no reason not to have a third-person mode. Okay, that was probably admittedly cooler looking in first person. Why does the punch also sound like the whip?
We made it, Henri!
And credit to the meticulously directed cutscenes that, if strung together without interruption, I'm confident will resemble watching a complete Indiana Jones movie. So why the f do we still have to play the in-between parts again?
What have you found, Indy?
Evidence your god doesn't exist and never did believe in science, you idiots. Well, this ought to pay for my opium kleptomania is no joke. Yeah, don't worry, the maps aren't even big enough to need this. You're not allowed to injure fascist dogs, I tried. Oh, and I did try the side quest. Ah, karma, you bitch!
Bitch!
But despite all the hard work that went into giving them their own cutscenes, they play like deleted scenes on the DVD. Look it up, you little shit. That introduces plot and characters which have no bearing on the main story. In fact, it's my learned opinion as a kick-ass professor of fondling pieces of cheap ancient Chinese plastic that if you want the true Indiana Jones experience, you're far better off sticking to the critical path and treating the game like the hybrid of non-existent movie and Fate of the Atlantis sequel that you never even knew you needed until now.
Where the fallen angel lies beneath his monument. What does that mean?
I don't know, you're the professor. I'm just molesting Chinese plastic. Why couldn't third person be an optional toggle? How the f do I... I really like the puzzles in this game. Appropriately placed and very imaginative. What? No, of course I didn't actually solve any. I have the internet. What do you think, I'm stupid or something?
Sacred monastery of the Nephilim.
Oh, I get it. This is also a Diablo 3 sequel now that Microsoft owns all of these properties. Haha, that guy's crotch is on fire. Oh shit, I don't even know what the f I'm looking at. You see, this is why you need a third-person mode. Also, the rumors of an immersive sim were greatly exaggerated because I can't even shove this stick up that fascist's ass.
Detango! Forza!
Thanks, pal.
Oh well, he killed that guy. I know Joel did Henry's voice, and he did such a good job that I only hear Joel about 0% of the time, as opposed to Henry. Are we sure nobody has invented a time machine?
You ain't no nun, sweetheart.
Vaffanculo.
Looks like it would...
Hey, Stramble!
Jesus!
Yeah, I'm reading a walkthrough on my phone. F you, like you're so smart. If you are, what's the capital of China in 217 AD? Wrong. It was Su Cheng, motherfucker. Yes, I played a lot of Dynasty Warriors, and also this shit is really hard in first person. Make a fucking toggle. Do you want me to push or... Oh, never mind, it's an automatic door.
Concerning the origin of the Nephilim order.
Nephilim? What's that?
It's the dude in Diablo 3 that killed Death. Oh shit, Henry was blind all this time and we never even knew. Women can't even pull a painting off a wall. This is why professional sports remains gender separate.
There is a symbol here. And what does a world-class archaeologist make of it?
I don't know, it looks like some kind of wall.
That's a real-life giant, Dr. Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, it plays for the Toronto Raptors. You know, the other Henry did first-person fights a lot better.
Sarà la fine per me.
Amigo mio.
Hey look everybody, it's a celebrity cameo.
Moribondo.
Widerwärtige Verbrechen gegen...
You were embezzling choir boys again, weren't you?
Nur eine Frage von Wochen sein wird.
It's okay, a white man hitting a black person isn't a crime in 1937.
Too slow, Stramble.
He's 80 years young, wait up. See, I mean, you obviously knew platforming in first person doesn't work because all you'll be doing is brown-nosing the wall texture, so why bounce us repeatedly between perspectives instead of giving us a viable choice? Oh yeah, now we get to... What, it's over?
Oh, Hi there.
¡Demone! ¡Uccidete el demone!
Well, I definitely appreciate the game sticking to its vision, but I was kind of hoping to actually play the big set pieces too. No, my stamina's running out.
I said don't move!
I'm okay! Thanks for asking!
Getting too old for this shit.
And yes, I am intrigued by the overarching mystery, which is as sound an excuse as any to gallivant across the globe stealing shit from people who actually deserve it. Along with a picture-perfect interpretation of the license and all the humor and sense of adventure that comes with it, so yes, I am looking forward to heading into Act 2 with all of you old farts who still carry a torch for this IP and actually understand where all the happy nostalgia tears are coming from.
We're not too old for this shit.
Before enacting a daring escape that... what the shit? Let's keep playing the internet's favorite Tomb Raider that somehow isn't...
bitch!
But Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. In part 2, there's still gonna be a bajillion hours of... condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit. But don't worry, I talk fast, edit quicker, because obviously nobody in this cutscene is in any f***ing hurry to speed the plot along. Since Henry got all pompous now that he knows he's the son of Bohemian royalty and needs to be announced twice to everybody within earshot. Once by his Roman slave wench and...
This is Dr. Indiana Jones.
I'm an
once more just in case people mistook him for an illiterate peasant who plays with shit all day. Coward.
The stones of the Great Circle.
Okay, so now that we made it to Egypt, we finally know what the f it is we're actually looking for. Rocks. We're looking for rocks.
As long as they end up in a museum.
And we can't let the Germans get them because we all know the best petrology museums are American. What the f is she doing? Oh shit, somehow all the white people know this one white person in a hat is not the same kind of white person motivated by similar extreme political ideologies and immediately want to kill me. But somehow they'll never suspect this white person who swaps his hat for a turban, because now he's obviously a local and while still differently motivated in terms of race, politics, and religion, can at least be very easily oppressed to do the bidding of the occupying fascist forces. This part's just a really long fetch quest to get 3 of the whatever before the game will let you get on with the story.
You can't outsmart me.
This part is a surprisingly well-produced side quest that nonetheless I give fewer than 0 shits about, because it's getting in the way of the story. Hehehe. And after performing some menial labor, we can finally move on with our main mission, which is to make our way through some caves and stealthily infiltrate the nearest Nazi camp in order to... stealthily, I said.
Alright, well, you're right. Jesus. That should get their attention.
Also steal.
Never wrong to steal from a Nazi. Wrong way, chum.
Oh man, that was cool. Straight out of the movies.
Hell of a drop.
Oh shit, Indy killed the guy with his whip. Nobody look up, nothing to see here. I don't know anything about that, officer. Okay, we finally reached the head office of the head Nazi when... what the f***? And come face to face with what I think is Dr. Jones's German counterpart before a confrontation ensues. After finding out there are approximately whatever arbitrary numbers of these rocks located in a circle around the world in need of collecting, leading to slapstick fighting that I still wish was completely playable given my proficiency in watching too much wrestling. Before enacting a daring escape that... what the shit? Anyways, returning to our allies with knowledge of the MacGuffin we're here to chase down, our next course of action is to naturally visit and desecrate even more historical sites in the name of archaeology, while deliberately ignoring the plights of the locals because we now have no more use for them. Fuck off. I don't know. Of course I'm looking it up on a walkthrough. I'm not a real archaeologist. Stupid. I just play one on TV.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, don't worry, there are plenty of guides on the internet. Does it detract from the game at all if you can't be asked to figure shit out for yourself? Well, the argument for that is the puzzles are actually quite well designed and appropriate for the license, so you might be missing out if you're relying on a walkthrough. The counter argument against that is shut the f up. What the?
Damn Noel, you are a genius.
No, I'm the genius. I beat the boss and didn't even realize you could turn the lights back on again. So basically I fought a black screen for 40 minutes. Archaeology is easy. All you do is steal shit that doesn't belong to you, but the original owners are all dead, so they can't feasibly prosecute or sue.
Michael!
Henry is uncontrollably aroused by collapsing ancient ruins.
The power of this.
I mean, there's nothing really stopping them from shooting him in the head right here and ending the game, but we can't all go through life wearing invisible plot armor. See, this is what I mean. With a little imagination, there's no reason we can't actually play the funny set pieces the series is known for, even though in the same breath, I do admit by this point I am looking forward to the very well directed cutscenes that push the plot onwards into the mountains of the Himalayas, where again, we go through the motions of annoying the locals,
stupid tourist,
and endangering our allies for no good reason.
Be careful!
Better let me try it first! You seeing this too?
Yep.
Look! There's a hole!
There's always a hole. Humanity continues to exist as a species because of the availability of holes. Okay, now we get to play Metal Gear Nazi for a few minutes. Yes, I am trying to shoot him in the dick. You don't actually get into many firefights in this game, so you have to make the most of what you're given. What the shit? Man, this whole game is just about giving fascists long-term brain damage, and I'm not even the one solely responsible. I mean, I'm not entirely unsure they didn't start with brain damage, because otherwise, why would you choose in life to be a Nazi?
Choo-choo! Choo-choo!
I never realized that before, but Indiana Jones is really just a Grand Adventure Three Stooges skit with absurd production values. Oh shit, my game is having a seizure. Oh, they're magic rocks. Makes sense. Holy shit, I guess the developers really do understand pacing, because this short interlude is exactly the kind of bombastic set piece any player would be looking forward to playing through right about now, which coincidentally also completes the trifecta of Axis forces that Henry gets to kick the everlasting crap out of. Oh my Moses, Henry should by rights have no ass to speak of after sanding off his cheeks with the tiles on these rooftops. I wonder if...
Wow! What happened?
They got us!
What are you doing, Jones? Are you crazy?
Just hold the plane still!
Okay, this game is officially awesome. And after that playable orgasm, which is the Shanghai level, we head into what I think is one of those Southeast Asian countries, what is taking all of China's jobs making your shoes, for the riveting finale to the storied saga of magical teleporting rocks that, in a surprising turn of events for probably everybody involved, has thus far successfully rejuvenated a series that nobody under the age of 40 even cares about, for what I hope is a completely new audience of literal whippersnappers who will then go on to revisit one of the greatest movie tetralogies ever made. No, that was not an editing mistake or intentional joke. We don't count Temple of Doom, because that shit was just 2 hours of blatant racism, capped off by white colonizers literally arriving to save the day from brown people, and coincidentally not racist enough, because Short Round didn't even do any kick-ass kung fu. Also, that screaming lady is the reason I can't hear out of my left ear anymore, so I guess what I'm saying is come back for part 3 and the conclusion of this series next week. Okay, I'll stop. Let's finish the internet's favorite Indiana Jones game that somehow isn't. But something the Great Circle. After a bajillion hours of condensed into whatever minutes of the fastest, most efficient Let's Play review for your benefit, we finally reached the conclusion of this story, edited to show you all the good parts that's worth making humorous social commentary and observations over in...
Keep up a profile.
Yeah, we know. So why the f*** are you still stealing then?
They decided to let you go.
In a second.
Oh, it's because you no longer have legal paying employment. Very understandable in today's economy. By all means, carry on.
Thank you so much. Very helpful.
Bitch, call the police.
Bitch!
Start looking for a new job, I guess.
Have you maybe considered Tomb Raider? Okay, while our leads are making slightly weirdly animated moony eyes at each other, I'll summarize the plot in that we're headed to Laos, I think.
So, are you Chinese or Japanese?
For the final magical stone that the shithead clubhouse of the late 1930s would also like to get their hands on. Meanwhile, Henry has to deal with the stresses of losing his well-paid and respectable job being sexually harassed.
What's happening?
I can't find a gun. This is probably not a good idea. You know what? Let's just leave. This is a bad hotel.
No, I'm not here to steal anything. But to ask for your permission.
To steal your cultural artifacts to be displayed in an American museum. What is this? Legend of Zelda? Very funny. I'm totally gonna give all of you polio. And that's how I made new local friends who I'm gonna use to further my own agenda before causing untold death and destruction to their settlement and then never calling them again. Ooh, free fish. Shut up, this is the environmentally correct thing to do. I pressed the wrong button, shut up. You know, the game is good but would be great without all the blatant padding. Buy this breathing straw or can't continue the game. Rob Nazis for the gold to buy the breathing straw. This is ostensibly a side quest, but once again, if it's f***ing mandatory, it's not a side quest anymore, is it? Fine, it's not like I haven't been doing this the whole game. Germans can't look up, it's a genetic deficiency in the Aryan race.
Who taught you to steer?
Okay, I'm back, you motherfucker.
Wow.
Well, at least I know I didn't buy the snorkeling thing for nothing. What the? Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Surprisingly, this is actually better than the final boss fight, spoilers.
Huh? Let's hope that did it. Only good steak is in it.
So we can't play the game in third person, but why? It honestly felt like I was climbing for ages, but really I just ended up upstairs. Sure, whatever, I win, I can read. Those two pieces look like they're kissing. Girls can't fight for shit.
Run!
My death will haunt you forever! Holy shit, the Candyman was Kratos this entire time?
And I will just keep beating you up
You too!
Stop being silly, boys, or I'm telling the teacher. So we make it back to the village and where the f did I park?
Maybe I should have been an archaeologist.
Haha, girls can't be things.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
See, even Henry agrees. Get back in the kitchen, wench.
It looks like they're kissing.
You'll never get to be president if that's all you care about. Haha, those two pieces look like they're kissing.
I need some light. Oh!
She asked for it.
Thanks.
A white person literally using clueless natives as chess pieces in order to educate them on how to understand their own culture. Man, this really is an Indiana Jones movie.
That is a long way down.
Oh, so not that long, actually.
Metatron.
Megatron?
Jesus!
Well, his shins broke.
I hate that!
Nazis apparently have worse aim than even Imperial stormtroopers. I mean, just shoot him in the foot, dumbass fascist.
Stop it!
Here comes the Ethnic Rebel Alliance, and everybody who actually doesn't have any personal stakes in the region and don't give two f**ks about persecution and retribution are, of course, the first to f**k off. I'm not even sure that guy wasn't a loco. Feminism was never meant to work out anyway.
Disgust me.
What'd I say? And now we're called upon to sneak through a jungle without any weapons in order to catch up to, or just run past because the AI is actually kind of bad. Why didn't I just do this for the past 10 hours? Which leads to the chase continuing to Baghdad, where I'm sure, as an American, this will lead to happy outcomes for all.
My people have come.
Unless your people brought tanks, your people are dead. I'm pretty sure the key is in this stick. Damsel rescued, women's vote set back another 3 decades, and we ascend to the highest peak of the Middle Eastern ziggurat only to find...
Bang, bang, bang.
Told ya, I'm not sorry about it though.
Which is all working out swimmingly.
Madre mia.
The lightning guy's ship from One Piece? Okay, I'll stop. As soon as I step into this tent, pretty much any and all interactivity goes out the window, as we step into the riveting conclusion of the story by essentially watching the ending to an Indiana Jones movie where women don't know how to work firearms.
Ihr könnt jetzt reinkommen.
No, I'm not kidding. The game is really bad at playable climaxes, and would rather you just watch everything sort of sort itself out. I mean, in terms of gaming, that's probably a bigger sin than whatever the f it is they're doing now that got Buddha so angry, because your contributions to the moment is limited to the same kind of very rough around the edges fisticuffs you've been avoiding for the past dozens of hours or so, and watching more exciting moments you can't play and whatever the f this shit is.
Are you even trying? Yes!
To cap off what is admittedly a pretty good adaptation of the source material that nonetheless remains nowhere near the kind of breakthrough gaming experience that it's being heralded as. I mean, Batman had great groundbreaking combat irrespective of the license, and even as Nazi faces are being melted and the Ark sails off into places unknown, and Henry learns for something like the 12 trillionth time that apparently Christianity wasn't a lie, so what the f are we supposed to believe about dinosaur fossils? I kinda wish Blockbuster never went out of business and I can just rent the game instead, along with a box set of the trilogy before giving Temple of Doom to a gullible Chinese Indian person from my neighborhood that I don't particularly like, and just watch all the cutscenes, preferably smartly truncated and littered with sarcastic commentary. Subscribe. So it's award season, and I think I speak for everybody I know by saying your personal choice for Game of the Year was wrong. And I'll be reviewing every game that came out in 2024 so that by the end you can lose your shit at the only right choice that was not pre-selected based on the criteria of who paid for the longest, most elaborate sequel trailer at an awards function. FYI, only qualifying titles are the ones I personally played or have otherwise a passing interest in, because mine's the only opinion that matters, and also I'm not made of f***ing money. Also divided into corresponding months, because even I need to breathe. Enjoy! I don't want to hear you bitches bitch anymore about Ubisoft making the exact same video game, because when they did make a pretty okay Metroidvania out of an old treasured IP, none of you bitches bought or played it, because you were too busy jerking off to an unlicensed Pokemon knockoff that everybody went apeshit over before Chinese New Year.
Bitch!
Nintendo has no case to sue this unlicensed Pokemon knockoff, because it's not so much an unlicensed Pokemon knockoff as it is the best European football simulator since FIFA 23. Nobody wants to go to America, Sega, because we play the Japanese gangster sim to pretend to have traveled to Japan in order to impress Korean women. Jin Kazuma can eat a bag of Gary stewed dicks, but I remain the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the Iron Fist tournament with my 2-0 online record, so I guess I like it. I have no idea what the f is going on, except I want to f***ing smother the tiny dragon's voice actor with a pillow wrapped in barbed wire. Didn't I play this last year? I got this one for free. This game was briefly Game of the Year, and then it wasn't Game of the Year, and now it's Game of the Year again, except for the people in Georgia, but who the f cares about people in Georgia? Because even people in Georgia don't give a damn about people in Georgia.
Frankly, my dear,
I really should try this. I really should finish this. I already played this in the movie theater and the monkey didn't win. Why do I even bother defending you, Ubisoft? If the cards aren't waging fantastical warfare with each other with a death toll in the imaginary millions, why not just go to McCall instead? When is the Diablo 4 expansion coming out? I bought the wrong game, okay? I don't have any friends.
Bitch!
I'm not kidding, this is seriously better than the Metaphor Not Persona game that came out 7 months later. Buy this one instead. You can make it so he never finishes the story and has to go back to AEW. Oh man, you would have been Game of the Year if the real Game of the Year didn't also come out this year. Switch version runs like shit. I just don't think modern remakes of old survival horror classics in the vein of new Resident Evils have enough of an audience these days to be financially viable investments for a video game company. PC version runs like shit. Switch version runs like shit. What the f***? It's the only version. Give us the Switch 2 already. I'd rather just wait for Ghost of Tsushima on PC, thank you. I never played this game or know anything about it, but I just want to draw your attention to the fact that its title is a crime against the English language, because what the f*** is that? I like that you can choose to shoot Aussies in the dick. Everybody seems to have forgotten they wanted this game to exist. I don't even have a PS5, but recorded this footage specifically to make my point. I don't do early access. Less Vampire Sim and more small home renovations companies specializing in very emo clientele. I really should buy this one. I really regret buying this one. I can't read any of the signs, so what the f is even the point? Calling it now, Assassin's Creed Shadows is gonna be better because it's actually the more historically accurate samurai game. No, I won't bother explaining, f off. Just watch the whole thing on YouTube because you'll get more interaction dragging the video slider back and forth. Bought it for the Peach gratuitous fan service shower scene, and stayed to find out if Mario f***ed a Goomba harlot without visible genitalia. I tried making friends, but it didn't work out. Save me, you little shit! Why did Nintendo sue? Because this is plainly not a football sim, but an emo Pokemon knockoff. Ran like shit on release, but honestly didn't go back to play it, because pretty soon the real Game of the Year came out and was so much better. It's not this one. I really tried making friends to the point of open prostitution, but it still didn't work out. Free to play is the reason humanity will eventually go extinct before achieving interstellar travel. From now on, let's just pass a law that says white people aren't allowed to make Souls-likes anymore. This could have been Game of the Year, except none of you racists can pronounce or spell the title, ergo nobody knows the real 2024 Game of the Year actually came out in 2024. I can't spell this. Kunitsugami. Kunaisukami. Kumon. Englishmen can no more make video games than they can control their satellite colonies. From electing demented octogenarians to positions of public office, prove me wrong, Charles. Yeah, it's a good effort, but it's honestly not even the best Souls-like game Korea has ever made, so I really don't know what all the capitalist hype was about. It's actually a lot better and more insufferable than you'd think. Never punch down, that's just bullying. I've had a soft spot for girls with Texan accents ever since watching 2 seasons of Wings in the 90s.
Stop smiling at me like that.
Got the gun, you can't suck him back in.
What the shit? It's actually a lot better and less insufferable than you think. I'll stop saying this game sucks as soon as you change the battle sound effect to something that doesn't sound like peeing into a tin can. I can't even afford a PS5, so who the f cares? Rogue Traders does the better Chaos Marine fight. You want how much for this? F out of here. Putting aside everything else, the Punisher game is worth the price of admission alone.
I'm a member of STARS.
It's like God of War, but the game makes you play as an awkward adolescent for far longer than is necessary and fairly disappointing for a long-running series positioned very close to my heart. It's God of War, but the game makes you play as an awkward adolescent for far longer than it's necessary and fairly disappointing for a long-running series positioned close to my heart.
Democracy simply doesn't work.
Girls can't fight for shit. You know, there's a pretty extensive Star Wars mod, so you don't have to put up with all the Bethesda nonsense in a Bethesda game. I totally think modern remakes of old survival horror classics in the vein of new Resident Evils have enough of an audience these days to be financially viable investments for a video game company. When is Last Epoch getting its first expansion? Look, you little shits. This series ended at 42 volumes, so f*** out of here with your shaved pussies and blue-haired woke Saiyans. Also, what the f*** is wrong with his leg? Play Fighter Z instead. You can't elect monarchs. That's the whole point of a monarchy. This game makes no sense. Huh. Yes, Sega, I'm pretty excited for the 3rd movie. Congratulations, you somehow made Viking waifus boring. All I want for every Christmas is to have Red Dead Redemption 2's epilogue lead directly in-game to the beginning of Red Dead Redemption 1 because that's how humanity will achieve interstellar travel. You want how much for this? Out of here.
I'll always be here.
I don't know, I liked it.
Bitch!
Thank you, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, because without you and your despotic ways, this game wouldn't even exist. I refunded this and honestly don't even remember why. I would have bought this just to fly over my house, but since nobody can afford to buy a house in this economy, what the f is even the point? Switch version is just as pretentious and nonsensical as the other versions. Watch my Let's Play. The side quests are absolutely not worth doing, and the stealth is needlessly annoying without peripheral vision, and the immersive sim aspect is vastly overrated in terms of immersion and simulation, but you do get to brain Nazis, and I'm not entirely sure Disney didn't invent a time machine just to get young Han Solo to record all his voice lines before he became a demented octogenarian in public office, so definitely get this one if you want a better Indiana Jones movie than Temple of Doom. I didn't install this yet, and I'm still waiting for this to be patched with working not stupid multiplayer. So I guess that's it for the year, and what the f did you mean I didn't even tell you what the game of the year was? It's this one, you racist.
We have a run.
So you like wastelands and cowboys and alternative history, eh? Well, it just so happens I also write books. Genuine novels with plot and characters, and this one is available now on Amazon about an alternate World War II Pacific theater that is like Firefly mixed with Inglourious Basterds.
Sehr auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
And I also have a Patreon now where if you subscribe, you get DRM free versions of the same books as soon as they come out. Why? Because I like money. Also because I'm posting entertainment opinions on YouTube, so frankly, I should have done this years ago because you know I'm completely without capability for shame.